the bank that cares about you.
Is SportsCenter.
I'm Nick DeLuca. Push for the Major League Baseball postseason continues. The Mets holding the final NL wildcard spot. D-backs and Reds both just a game back. All three lost yesterday. The D-backs wrapping up their series with the Dodgers today. Freddie Freeman with a solo homer. Andy Pages adding a solo homer as well. It's 2-0 LA in the top of the second inning. Yoshinobu Yamamoto getting the start for the Dodgers. Reds and Pirates in Cincinnati. 2-0 Cincinnati in the bottom of the seventh inning. The Reds plating a pair in the fifth. Noelvi Marte and Gavin Lux with RBI singles in that one. Cincinnati trying to stay in the race and potentially make up some ground. Nick Lodolo outstanding in his start today. 6 1/3 scoreless, 1 walk, and 12 strikeouts. In the American League, the Astros a game back of the Tigers for the last wild card spot in the American League. 2-0 Houston, top of the second inning. Victor Caratini with an RBI single and Christian Walker with an RBI fielder's choice. Framber Valdez getting the start for Houston in that one.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy, coming on Friday with 6 teams sitting at 0-3. I'll tell you which one needs a win the most, and hint, it's not my Giants. It's Unsportsmanlike, weekday mornings at 6, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from downtown Baton Rouge.
Let's ride!
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR, presented by Decision Critical, concierge nursing in Baton Rouge. Actually, all over the state of Louisiana. I'm Matt.
You're a loser, Matt!
Shut up, kid. Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
You. Oh. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. My goodness, are we jam-packed today. Fantasy Blitz, Johnny Avello from the DraftKings Sportsbook, Neal McCready talking Rebs. We've got Aaron Taylor with us talking offensive line. Mike Triplett, good night alive. Do we have a lot to do? Let's go.
It's time to pop the top on another edition of AFR with Bud Light. Drink easy.
As we count down to LSU and Ole Miss, certainly one of the big storylines is going to be the availability report centered around LSU starting running back Caden Durham. Now, Brian Kelly was on the SEC coaches teleconference on Wednesday morning and was asked for the update again. So this was Wednesday morning, if you remember. This is what Brian Kelly said Wednesday morning.
I think we're going to list him as questionable today, and then we'll see how he progresses through practice, every day. So it could go from questionable to out or questionable to probable, depending on how he moves through the remainder of practices. And we won't make those assessments until we see the full body of work during practice.
Okay, so the original injury report, the initial participation report, I should say, on Wednesday night had Caden Durham as questionable. Good news, had West Weeks and Trey'Dez Green as probable, as we anticipated. Kelly said both would have played last week if it were a championship game, but they were playing Southeastern Louisiana, so they had the opportunity to hold them out. So they did. Both guys should be a full go this week. Pete Nakos over at On3 earlier this afternoon, late morning today, Thursday, tweeted LSU running back Caden Durham is trending in the right direction to be available Saturday at number 13 Ole Miss, barring a setback. He says sources tell Shea Dixon and I. He exited LSU's win over Southeastern with the ankle injury. By the way, Pete, Shea Dixon and me. Come on. Be better. Be better, Pete. I'm sure Pete's a great guy. And you can call me a grammar nerd. But if you're in print media, you got to get that Anyway, so I do think Caden Durham's availability is a big deal. We've talked a lot this week. Not just us here. All of us collectively have talked a lot about the matchup with LSU's running game against Ole Miss's rush defense. Statistically, through a month, that is bad on bad. LSU right now is one of the poorest rushing teams in all of college football. The Tigers rank 112th nationally in rush offense at 116 yards per game. Meanwhile, Ole Miss is one of the worst rush defenses in the country. They're allowing close to 200 rush yards per game. That's dead last in the SEC. So it is bad on bad so far through a month. When you look at that, yes, I would like for LSU to have their starting running back a full go for this football game. But one thing that has started to crystallize for me as we've gotten closer here to kickoff is how interesting it is the contradiction that, or maybe I would just say more the misinformation that many people have about this LSU team. And let me go back to the summer. And I say this often at SEC Football Media Days, where you go to that event and the team you cover deep and you have surface level knowledge of the rest of the league. You go to that event, or at least I do, with the intention of gaining a deeper knowledge of the rest of the league. And I think one of the things that I certainly feel like I had a lot of conversations as people were asking about LSU. I was talking about, of course, the transfer portal class and what they added defensively. I still think that from a national perspective, I'm talking odds makers, talking heads, pundits, fans, whoever, I still think collectively college football has not caught up with how good LSU's defense is. We know it. I mean, y'all have heard me say it since spring. I mean, you go out there, you put your eyes on them at practice, and you go, oh, that looks different. Oh, that's what $18 million looks like. But I think collectively, the college football whole doesn't understand what LSU did defensively. So when I keep hearing people reference LSU's inability last year to stop a running quarterback, I just chuckle because, I mean, that take ain't worth a painting of a velvet painting of a whale and a dolphin getting it on. Is that the line from Ricky Bobby? Like, it don't make a lick.
That is the line.
That's it. I mean, actually, for this weekend, let's dive in a little bit there. Part of the reason LSU was atrocious a year ago, both in allowing explosive plays and their inability to defend against the run, was because they had awful safety play. I think the worst safety play I've ever seen in my years covering or watching LSU. A school that's produced LaRon Landry and Eric Reed and Jamal Adams and Grant Delpit and Brandon Taylor and like dudes at that position. You were awful there a year ago. Well, the guy that helped make up that safety room is now playing for Ole Miss. And you went and got an all-conference player to replace him. Like, I just genuinely think most people don't know yet. And a lot of the narrative around this game has centered around discrediting LSU's wins over Clemson and Florida because of the struggles they've had. My point would be, well, I think part of the reason Clemson's had the struggles they had is because they played LSU. I mean, what if Cade Klubnik hits that pass on the fourth down play over the middle instead of being flushed by Harold Perkins, they score a tie, win in overtime? How different is their season to this point? I mean, the Georgia Tech game, Clemson probably should, if they play a clean game, they win that game by double digits. Now, they didn't, and credit Georgia Tech. But Clemson threw an interception at the goal line. They fumbled deep in their own territory, which led to a field goal. They missed a field goal. That's a 13-point swing right there. Anyway, and then Florida, can we all objectively agree that Florida's defense is good? I mean, we all think Miami's offense is great. Florida held Miami to 13 points midway through the fourth quarter last week. Like, Florida's offense is a joke, but their defense is really good. So some of the hangups people have on LSU, I think, are a bit misplaced, and so as a result, they're missing it. They're missing just how good this defense is. But I think this weekend is going to be probably the national illustration for most people of, oh, damn, like, no, they're really good. That's not just they played Clemson, who can't figure themselves out, and Lagway, who stinks. And no, that's yeah. I mean, I'll keep saying it over and over. And I almost have, the more I dig into this game, and I don't start this on Monday, like giving takes on games. You wait until as the week goes on, you learn more about the teams, the game, who's going to play, situations, all that stuff. You talk to people close to both teams, you learn more. I almost feel irrationally confident that LSU is going to win this game. And y'all know I ain't the guy that just blindly picks LSU every week. I picked LSU to lose to Clemson. I picked LSU to lose to Ole Miss last year in Baton Rouge. I just look at Ole Miss and I go, okay, that's a team that got caught in a quagmire against a bad Kentucky team and had to limp past them in Lexington. They played an awful Arkansas team where they gave up 500 yards to Arkansas on their home field. You've got a former Division II quarterback who has seen nothing like what he is going to see Saturday with Blake Baker, who's now got 2 weeks of film of Trinidad Chambliss. And by the way, pros, like legit NFL pros at every level of LSU's defense. From Bernard Gooden and Patrick Payton and Jack Pyburn to Whit Weeks and Harold Perkins and Mansour Delane and A.J. Halsey. I mean, this kid hadn't seen anything like this. And I'm supposed, I know that the home team has won the last 5 in this series. I think that's going to change on Saturday in a big way. Like, I'm looking at this going, what am I missing? Like, I am seeing something completely different than what odds makers are seeing and what some of the national pundits are seeing. I was looking at a video that Josh Pate did, who I respect tremendously. And he thinks thinks the line should be Ole Miss 4, and he thinks they would win and cover that. I don't know what I'm missing. I just think that I'm not missing anything. I think I actually have seen this LSU defense for 20 hours of practice in fall camp, and they're awesome. And they're going to go suffocate Ole Miss on Saturday. Like, I'm not trying to be your hype man. I just think that's what's going to happen. I think the line is wrong. I think everybody that's picking this game and leaning Ole Miss are just missing what is the most obvious thing, which is LSU went and spent $20 million on a defense full of dudes, and they are wrecking people. And I don't believe a Division II quarterback without Trey Harris and explosive playmakers like they had a year ago are going to be able to hold up. Maybe I'll be dead wrong. We'll find out. If I am, y'all can laugh at me. We'll do all the full predictions and everything like that on Friday's show as we go through the entire slate. We're brought to you by Bud Light. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light. If you're heading to Oxford, make sure before you go to Oxford, do your shopping in the state lines here, man. Leave that tax money here. And, of course, pick up delicious ice-cold Bud Light in the officially licensed LSU can. The white aluminum bottle with the LSU Tiger Head logo. It's a hat tip to LSU's tradition of wearing white at home. Hat tip to Courtney over at Mockler Beverage, who designed these cans, which then, of course, have to be approved by Anheuser-Busch. But she did an awesome job with the design here locally, and you can find them at great local retailers. So drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of the Tigers, the official beer of the Saints, and the official beer of AFR. All right, y'all, we're glad you're with us. We're brought to you by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Yes, in Baton Rouge, but all over the state of Louisiana. And actually exciting news as Decision Critical is about to open up an office in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Super excited for Blazia and their expansion, how big that company has become, and the many people that they are serving. DecisionCriticalBR.com. All right, it is after further review. Love telling you about Our Lady of the Lake, championship health partner of LSU Athletics, OLOLRMC.com/LSU. That's the website, OLOLRMC.com/LSU. If you want to go learn more about the Championship Health Partnership, about the many NIL deals that Our Lady of the Lake has done with LSU athletes, not only in football, but excited to tell you much more about the NIL deals they're doing with LSU athletes in all sports, just further deepening that connection with the LSU athletics community, the school community, and, of course, not only Baton Rouge, but the entire state of Louisiana that the entire health system serves. It's Our Lady of the Lake. Learn more at OLOLRMC.com/LSU. Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, together, we roar. Okay, quick break. Saints are off the practice field. Good news on the injury front that we'll share with a starter returning to being a full participant today. We'll tell you who next on AFR.
After further review.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief: our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $22,500 off MSRP on the brand new 2025 Ram 1500 Laramie with $22,500 off MSRP with a complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty that comes with all new Bayou Automotive vehicles. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
Mornings with Brian Haldane is the only live and local talk show in the capital city. Get the news from the newsmakers, along with traffic and weather updates throughout the morning. The conversation starts weekday mornings at 6 on Talk 107.3.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even JB could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of JB Falgu.
Baton Rouge's home for real rock. It's Eagle 98.1. Foo Fighters. Led Zeppelin. AC/DC. Pearl Jam. And the flagship home for LSU sports. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. Eagle 98.1.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
One ball, two strikes. And he gets the strikeout. He's got 7, and he has 6 shutout innings. We'll see what the Pirates decide to do with big Paul Skeens in his final start of the year.
Well, that would be it for Paul Skeens. He would throw 6 shutout innings, his 7 strikeouts on the day. Paul Skeens exited with a 2-0 lead and got a no decision. So Muse, he does not finish with a winning record. Now he finishes with a non-losing record. He finishes the season 10-10. So I need to check on this, but I'm almost positive he's going to win the Cy Young. He's going to win it going away. But I'm almost positive he will be the first Cy Young winner to not have a winning record. The closest ever, I believe, was DeGrom a few years ago with the Mets. He was one game over 500. Maybe was it 2018? If you're looking it up, what year was DeGrom? I think he was 10-9.
I didn't look that. I looked up if there was a without a winning record, and there's one.
Who was it?
It's Eric Gagne in 2003.
Oh, but okay, that's right.
But not a starter.
He wasn't a starter, so that's the caveat. Yes, so that doesn't get. We talked about that. He was a closer with the Dodgers. So that obviously, if he's going to factor in the decision, by and large, it's going to be if he blew a save. So we're talking about starters.
What year were you saying? I'm sorry.
I think DeGrom was 2018.
All right, I'll look it up.
DeGrom had a great year. The Mets weren't good, and he was just unconscious that year. Won the Cy Young. I think he was 10-9. I think he was one game over. Was it 18?
It was 2018. He had 10 wins.
He was 10-9. He was one game over 500. So he had to be 10-9. So Paul Skeens has is this a dubious distinction? Or does that more speak to just how awesome he is?
I was about to say, I don't think it's dubious at all. I think it speaks to the Hall of Fame trajectory that guy is on 2 years. I mean, he has already won Rookie of the Year. He has started 2 All-Star games already. Like, I think what shows you how great he is and just how bad his team is, that stat everyone keeps throwing around. Like, if they just give him, 4 runs of support, he's like 35-1 in his career or something like that. It's absurd.
In his 10 wins this year, he's given up 2 earned runs. I mean, he's like, we could throw out all the superlatives. Obviously, we're pulling for him. He's an LSU guy, and everyone loves him here. But he's outstanding to watch. It's a shame that he's on a terrible team. But we'll say, remember, when Pittsburgh drafted him, he was do you remember when they were you were doing Tigers in the pros? Like, he was in A-ball, like in rookie ball.
Yeah.
And it was like,
they started him in rookie ball.
It's like, what are you doing? But I will say, you could look at this year, and Skeens made all 32 starts. And one of the things he said after the game that he was sort of most proud of was that he didn't miss a start. And for the size and the physicality with which he pitches, the thing that I think we can now, with the benefit of hindsight, look back and look at Pittsburgh and say, okay, well, maybe I don't love the fact that you pulled him in the 6th inning with a no-hitter, but they've just been very mindful of not running him into the ground. And it's, I think, a big reason of why he was able to make all 32 starts. And Paul Skeens deserves a tremendous amount of credit as well. He's a guy who, with a military background, great discipline, when he was here, took amazing control of his body, his rehab, his prehab, his recovery, all of it, his off-season program. And I think that's going to give him great longevity, even with the arm action, the physicality with which he pitches. But Paul Skeens is going to win the Cy Young going away, and he's going to do it with a 10-10 record because the Pittsburgh Pirates stink.
Yeah, I wanted him to get that game over 500, man. I really did. But
he left with he gave up no runs.
He had a 1.97 ERA on the year.
He gave up no runs. He left with a 2-0 lead, and they blew it. They blew it.
He's awesome. I mean, barring injury, is there anyone else who's going to start the NL All-Star game for the next, however many? I mean, I guess some guy can come up and be great, but I mean,
Paul Skeens could come up.
Like, there? Yeah.
The thing I missed, of course, there was Livy Dunn in the suite watching Skeens, and she was wearing the emotion, watching him pitch, which is really cool and sweet to see. That, like, she's just very, like, she's hanging on every pitch and living and dying with it, which is awesome. And that's I mean, they've been together now. I mean, they were dating while he was at LSU, so it's been now 2+ years that they've been dating. I don't think they were public at the time, but I remember getting videos from people who knew they were together when they were in Omaha, and like she was in Omaha in 23 to watch him pitch. So I mean, it's been 2+ years that they've been together, so that's great for them. You wish them well. I know a lot of people have had the picture going viral of outdoor game, maybe a little
humid, a little warm,
humidity. But hopefully for Livy, this turns into. I'll just say it. I'm not trying to embarrass her like she cares, but like she had like some sweat stains on her shirt, under her arms, like outdoors and at a baseball game, whatever. like, I hope Secret or Degree or somebody like hits her up and they do a deal. Like, she should lean into it and go get broke off with an awesome, well, not NIL, but an endorsement deal for a deodorant company or an antiperspirant. Like, why wouldn't you? Somebody call her. Like, let's go. Let's get that done immediately.
Make a lot of sense. I mean, she's got a pretty good following still. People know her.
Oh, my God.
Like, I mean, you know.
Olivia Dunn's going to do awesome forever. But, I mean, who hasn't been in that situation? I probably have, in this studio, I probably have sweat stains right now under here.
Just happens, man.
Yeah. Part of giant lights in here. Studio lights.
Humanity.
Make it on. It is. All right, so congrats to Paul Skeens. What an incredible year. He'll win the Cy Young in a landslide. That's awesome. And, you know, the AL will be Skubal or Crochet will win it. I know, I'm sure you're going. I got to see Crochet pitch in Boston in the game against the Yankees.
He's awesome, man.
I hate that it's a Tennessee guy.
Yeah, I know.
And I love that Judge homered off of him in the game.
He did
in Boston.
I got a video of Judge homering off of Crochet from somebody in attendance actually at that baseball game. Yeah.
Well, I tweeted it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
You also texted it to me.
My nephew took it. You could hear my 15-year-old nephew drop a little expletive when the ball. I didn't mind at all. Not a lick. It was great.
Anyway. I'd love for Crochet to win it, but yeah, I think it'll be Skubal.
We'll see. All right, it's after further review. We're glad you're hanging out with us here. We're brought to you by Rouse's, helping you cover the spread all year long. Not the point spread, your tailgate spread. Hey, listen, the Tigers and the Saints are both on the road this week, so maybe you're not tailgating here. Maybe you're home gating. Maybe you're having the game watch party, having people over to watch the Tigers on Saturday or the Saints on Sunday. Let Rouse's help you out. Party platters, tailgate trays, they got all that stuff. Maybe you just want some meat to throw on the grill. Steaks, maybe you want ribs, whatever, pork chops. They got it all at Rouse's. And, of course, your chips and your dips and your sides and your desserts, everything at Rouse's. The official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints, they've got game day covered over at Rouse's, rouses.com, rouses.com. Remember, download the Rouse's app. You can always use the personal shopper right there. They'll pick out your items. You pull into one of the spots. They'll bring it out to your car. You'll get out of your car. They make it super easy for 65 years. Helping you make groceries with your mom and them over at Rouse's. This feels like home. Okay, the New Orleans Saints are off of the practice field today on Thursday. Of course, they'll be taken off this weekend for a game up in Buffalo where they're a giant 16.5-point underdog, unfortunately. But for the New Orleans Saints, it's a little bit of good news as they're back on the practice field. So players that were not at practice during the media session, Cedric Wilson, Dylan Radins, who he's got a toe. I mean, there's a tough scene out here with Dylan Radins in the toe.
It is. I mean,
fresh off of Trevor Penning and his toe.
Mm-hmm. Toes bothering Radins.
I mean, you went from Trevor Penning, who had a toe. Now Dylan Radins got a toe. Yeah. You play left guard for the Saints, you got to have a toe.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have a toe, can't play left guard for the Saints.
Nope.
It's unfortunate to see that. Here's the good news for the New Orleans Saints. Devon Vele was back and practicing, and Taliesin Fuaga was also back, which is fantastic news. So remember, on Wednesday, Trevor Penning, who's still got a toe. The toe hasn't gone away. That toe is still there for Trevor Penning. He's got a toe, but he practiced. Well, Fuaga was also back today. So we'll wait for the full injury report to see exactly what the designation is for Taliesin Fuaga. But it looks like it's out.
I got it. Yep, it's out.
So what did they say?
Tali was full participant.
Okay, good.
Knee and back, full participant.
Okay, great. So obviously, if you're not practicing by the time you get to the end of the week, it's going to be really challenging. Here it is for you to play on Sunday. But here is the official injury report. All right. So, man, this is just not one to cooperate today, is it? Hold. Feel like in The Patriot with Mel Gibson. Hold. So Dylan Radins, Chase Young, DNPs. Tolly was full. Trey Palmer, Devon Vele, Cam Jordan, Trevor Penning. Trey Palmer, Devon Vele limited. Cam Jordan, Trevor Penning full participants. For the Bills, here you go. just 4 players listed. Spencer Brown, Matt Milano, Ed Oliver, all DNPs, and then AJ Epinesa with a pec. He's got a pec. He was limited with his pec. All right, Mike Triplett will be here with us in hour number 3. We'll look forward to talking to Mike, see what he thinks about maybe possibility of the Saints heading up to Buffalo a little healthier. I continue to just circle the Chase Young DNP, and I can't help but be disappointed by that. We've talked about it plenty, but my goodness, you had an opportunity to put him on the short-term IR. It looks like he's trending toward missing 4 games. It's been a waste of a roster spot now for a month, but another mismanaged injury situation for the Saints. But we'll see. Maybe Chase Young can turn the corner. Hard to imagine that happening with him not practicing at all for the last 3 weeks now through this week, having not been on the practice field. Hard to imagine him being out there at all this week against Buffalo. All right, it's after further review. We're glad you're hanging out with us here. Our Thursday shows are presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing in Baton Rouge. As they like to say, it's not just healthcare, it's healthcare for your lifestyle, from birth to end-of-life care and everything in between. Maybe you've gotten a tough diagnosis, cancer diagnosis. Maybe it's diabetes. You need help with someone going to different treatments. Decision Critical can provide transportation while you go to a doctor's appointment and also sit with you to help translate whatever the doctor might be saying. Maybe you need in-home care. And they do a great job of working with your HSA, your FSA funds, your insurance, and then they will fill in the gaps where your insurance can't cover. It's more affordable than you might think. It's concierge nursing. It's not just healthcare. It's healthcare for your lifestyle. DecisionCriticalBR.com, DecisionCriticalBR.com. But don't be thrown off by BR. Blasia has nurses now working in all corners of the state of Louisiana, and they're about to open up their Dallas office as well. So fired up no matter where you are in the boot, DecisionCriticalBR.com. All right, quick break. We'll go around the SEC when we come back. Darin, Tietgen, our Fantasy Blitz here in 14 minutes from right now. We're heading to Vegas. Johnny Avello from the DraftKings Sportsbook will be here in 30 minutes to talk about all the line movement with LSU-Ole Miss. He'll make sense of that. Neal McCready next hour. Aaron Taylor in hour 3. Mike Triplett in hour 3. Yo, we are loaded today. Don't you move. It's AFR.
AFR.
We're brought to you by Clegg's Nursery with 4 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area. Siegen near Airline, LA 16 in Denham. Mid-City on Don Moore and the Garden Center on Greenwell Springs. Buy local, shop local. Tell you every single day, y'all, LSU plays at 2:30 on Saturday. So Saturday morning, get up, have your coffee, get to Clegg's. Go buy your pumpkins and your hay bales and your squash and your gourds and your wheat stalks and scarecrows and all the great fall decor. Bring it home. Set up your decorations. Great thing to do with the family as well. Kids will love it. Front patio, back porch. Maybe you need it for your office building. Nobody has better fall decor than our friends over at Clegg's Nursery. And, of course, they've got the fall flowers and bedding plants, all those beautiful earth tones. What a great time of year to get in the garden and just plant something. And Clegg's has the best selection. So bypass the big box store. Buy local, shop local, and tell them Matt sent you in to Clegg's Nursery.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance, Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. Invited you to join us for Friday's AFR from Don Juan Cigar Bar, presented by Got Lit Light Installers, because everything looks better when it's lit. We'll see you Friday, 3 to 6 from Don Juan Cigar Bar, presented by Got Lit Light Installers.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
Lane Kiffin is doing a tremendous job. And for someone to appreciate the job that he's doing is me. Because I was there. And, Ole Miss is a good school, but it's not a top-tier SEC school. But he's not letting that get in his way. The recruiting that he's doing and the coaching that he's doing is phenomenal.
What kind of job is Lane doing, Muse? What kind of job is he doing?
Tremendous job.
He's doing a tremendous
job.
What a word.
Good one.
Good to see Ed pivoting off of different adjectives that he likes a little bit there. A tremendous job.
Yeah.
I think at one point we did a mashup just of Coach O saying tremendous.
He loves it, man.
He loves that word.
Tremendous and phenomenal. Both of those two.
Phenomenal. Coach O was on Sportsmanlike earlier today on ESPN Radio, and he was asked if he plans on coaching again. This is, if nothing else, it's interesting because he's starting to put himself out there a little bit more.
I plan on getting back this year. I had enough. My boys are set. I've taken 4 years on the beach. You can only go to the beach so many times. I've had a great time here on South Beach. Well, I got 2 boys at the University of Miami. Mario Cristobal has been great to me. I got another boy at Tulane. He's coaching the tight ends. Everybody's set, and I'm getting bored, and I've texted them too many times during the day what's going on. I'm at practice in Miami right now. I'm in a stairwell hiding so they don't see me on the phone.
He sounds great, sounds energetic, and wish him well, man. It'll be interesting to see what opportunities are there for Edo. I can't imagine a major head coaching job becoming available for him. If he wanted to go coach Northwestern State, he could absolutely have that opportunity. I'd be interested to see if there's a G6 program that maybe needs the attention that might take a swing. But if Ed Orgeron wants to go be a recruiting coordinator, defensive line coach somewhere and make it like Bo Davis was $1 million defensive line coach at LSU, Ed Orgeron could absolutely do that somewhere, almost anywhere. So, but he's eager. He's eager to get back in, says he'll be back in next year. Coach O was on Sportsmanlike on ESPN Radio earlier today. If you want to catch that entire interview, you can do so on demand. If you catch the Unsportsmanlike podcast, wherever you get podcasts. All right, it's After Further Review. We're glad you're with us. Brought to you by Parish Construction and Roofing, parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. Do business with someone you know. That's me and Terrio and Tilly and Joe Morales, our great staff over at Parish Construction and Roofing. I'm proud to be an owner or partner in Parish Construction and Roofing. We service the whole state of Louisiana, no matter if it's your home, commercial building as well. We offer financing options. So if you're not filing an insurance claim, if you're coming out of pocket, we can finance your roof. Maybe you are filing an insurance claim, but you need help with your deductible. We can help we can help you finance your deductible as well. And we have so many relationships that we've talked a lot about fortified roofs. The state of Louisiana, the LDI, Louisiana Department of Insurance, has a tax credit for fortified roofs. Well, we actually have relationships with other grants that we can help you get for your home to offer a fortified roof to the tune of thousands of dollars. Let us explain more. Just give us a shout. If you want to call the office or if you'd rather start at the website, parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. Just fill out the form on the homepage. We'd love to help you out. Parishbuilt.com. Do business with someone you know. Parish Construction and Roofing. Okay, do it every day about this time. Let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, bringing you the biggest news from the nation's best conference, the South Carolina Gamecocks.
Cornerback Judge Collier is officially questionable for South Carolina's matchup with Kentucky. Suffered a knee injury against Virginia Tech in the opener, has not played yet. He has returned to practice, but not sure yet if he's going to play Saturday against the Wildcats.
The Arkansas Razorbacks.
Pete Thamel is reporting that Notre Dame cornerback Leonard Moore questionable at Arkansas on Saturday. Thamel also noted that Notre Dame starting nickel Devontae Smith, is probable against the Razorbacks. Moore did not play in the win against Purdue this past weekend after starting the first two games. Smith injured his ankle during pregame warm-ups against Texas A&M.
The Oklahoma Sooners.
Couple of notes here. Oklahoma's landed five-star offensive tackle Cooper Hackett. He flipped from Texas Tech to OU. He's the third pledge for 2027. He's the number 10 overall prospect in the country for 2027. And Sooners also landed in-state lineman Caden Penny, another 2027 prospect. Chose the Sooners over Texas A&M and Ohio State. He's the number 45 overall prospect in the country for 2027.
The Vanderbilt Commodores.
Three-star 2027 quarterback Luke Babin has committed to Vanderbilt. He's out of the state of Texas. 6'2", 175. He's the number 27 quarterback in the composite, the 53rd best player in the state of Texas.
The Alabama Crimson Tide.
And speaking of quarterbacks, Ty Simpson, he's got an NIL deal with Gatorade. He announced it via social media. Financial terms not disclosed. Simpson's got some pretty big name partnerships already. EA Sports, Raising Cane's, Hollister, because Hollister's still a thing? Hollister's still a thing?
Hollister?
Apparently.
I know Abercrombie's still a thing, but I didn't know Hollister
Panini
was.
Tops, Hollister. That's good. I mean,
shout out.
Tell you what, man. Matty Moe circa 2002 had himself some Hollister jeans. My college roommate worked at Hollister, so we got the discount.
Nice.
Oh,
that's
good.
strong.
Love the discount. Shout out Matt Weitzel, wherever you are. Might be listening actually right now. Who knows? Lives in Orlando, but listens a lot. All right, there you have it. That is Around the SEC. Thursday shows are presented by Decision Critical, Concierge Nursing. It's not just healthcare, it's healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at DecisionCriticalBR.com. DecisionCriticalBR.com. I was over at the office earlier today visiting with Blaze. You're doing some social media content. They're just phenomenal. You need in-home health care with you at the hospital, the doctor's office, in your home, whatever it is. Their expertly trained nurses can help with all of it. More than 80 nurses on staff to help serve you. DecisionCriticalBR.com. All right, quick break. Come back. Darin Tietgen will be here for our Fantasy Blitz. Week 4 in the NFL kicks off tonight. Before you set your fantasy football roster, check with our guys at whotostart.net, who2start.net. Get your question in. Email us, tweet us, text us. You can text 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Fantasy Blitz next on AFR.
AFR.
Man, we are going to get a little bit of a cold snap. And by cold snap, I mean lows in the mid-60s. But I'll take it. River City's 1 hour air. It's about time you start waking up that heater, y'all. The heater safety check. Before you know it, you're going to be cranking that thing on. And I want to remind you, before the cold weather comes, before you turn on your heater, call River City's 1 hour air. Ask for the heater safety check. 752-0001, 752-0001, 752-0001. Do not put this off. If I asked you point blank, when was the last time you had your heater cleaned and inspected? If you can't remember, it's been too long because you should do it every single year. Do not let that thing become hazardous before the cold weather comes. Protect your home, protect your family. Make sure your heater is running efficiently. It'll save you money. It'll extend the life of your heater. 752-0001, preseason heater safety check.
In South Louisiana, you can always count on good people coming together to help our children.
At Dreams Come True, we grant wishes for Louisiana children with life-threatening illnesses. But to do this, we need funds.
That's why we're trying to raise $100,000 for Dreams Come True by giving away the Blessed Builders School.
Make your backyard's dream come true while helping our kids.
Just go to dreampoolla.com and you can find out how your $25 donation might help win you a Duplessis pool.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
Baton Rouge's home for real rock. It's Eagle 98.1. Foo Fighters. Led Zeppelin. AC/DC. Pearl Jam. And the flagship home for LSU sports. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. Eagle 98.1 is the rock station.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com. After further review, this is the Fantasy Football Blitz.
Do you know who I am?
Powered by whotostart.net.
Who the hell are you?
Whotostart.net. The Fantasy Football Blitz.
Who the bitten?
This is the Fantasy Football Blitz. Powered by whotostart.net.
Week 4 of the NFL season kicks off tonight. Fired up for it, Seattle, Arizona, an NFC West battle. Darin Tietgen's with us, whotostart.net, to answer your personalized fantasy football question. Darin, how are you, man?
I'm doing good. I'm ready for some more football.
Yeah, man. Muso and I were talking about it yesterday. Like, we got to figure out the Tuesday, Wednesday thing. I mean, we need some action. We need something just to get rolling here with some football so we have it 7 nights a week. But let us start the binge this weekend. It is the Seahawks. It is the Cardinals. A couple teams the Saints have already played this year and lost to both of them. What are we keeping an eye on tonight?
I'm looking at the situation in Arizona with the running backs now that James Conner's out for the season. Obviously, Trey Benson steps into that number one role. But if you're in a deeper league and in a PPR league, DeMarcado is the pass-catching back for the Cardinals, and he might be able to get you some flex production. On the other side, look for Kenneth Walker and Jackson Smith and Jigba both to have big games tonight.
All right. If you got questions, of course, you can fire away. I always ask for sleepers. What are some of the names we're keeping an eye on here in Week 4?
Yeah, I got a couple for you. First, we like Woody Marks, a rookie running back for the Texans. Nick Chubb just did that knee doesn't look right. He's definitely not himself. I think he's playing at about 70 or 75%. So look for Woody Marks' role to maybe increase a little bit as the season goes on for the Texans. So he's a nice stash for you. And then also another rookie, Alec Ayumanar from the Titans. he's actually got the same number of targets as Calvin Ridley, but with 2 touchdowns. So look for him to keep up his production with rookie Cam Ward at quarterback.
All right, get your questions in. Again, email us, tweet us, or text 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Lots of ways you can get your questions in. We'll start on the text line. Justin, who to start? Full PPR league. He's got Lamar Jackson or Jordan Love.
You got to play Lamar Jackson. I mean, obviously it's a tougher battle against that Chiefs defense, but should be a higher scoring game, and Lamar Jackson's pretty much a plug and play every week.
Hunter Henry or Tucker Kraft, who to start?
Those are 2 good tight ends. Henry had a big game last week. Looks to be on the same page with Drake May, but I think Tucker Kraft's probably in the better overall offense. So I would go Kraft just by a little bit, though.
BJ needs help at running back. He's got Alvin Kamara, and Quinshon Judkins. Who to start?
Yeah, Judkins, he's kind of a surprise not being in training camp and not being in preseason, but he's been toting the rock there for the Browns team. But I think you go with Kamara just because he's a little bit of a safer play, especially in PPR format.
Let's see. Nathan had in a half PPR league needs help with the flex spot. He's got Alec Minor and Nick Chubb. Who to start?
Yeah, it kind of goes back to what I was talking about with my sleepers. With Chubb not looking that great and Minor really looking pretty good, and with a couple of touchdowns in the past couple of weeks, I would probably go with the rookie wide receiver there.
Matthew, PPR league, Cooper Kupp. He's got Kupp or Godwin.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait and see what Godwin looks like back on the field. Even with the Mike Evans out, I think Godwin's kind of a riskier play. Cooper Kupp should have some targets tonight there against Arizona.
Remember, you can get your questions in. Email us, matt@1045ESPN.com. You can tweet us at Matt Moscona. You jump in the Bayou Ford YouTube channel, the Watch 1045 ESPN YouTube channel, or text 225-396-4400, 396-4400. Ray says he needs 2. He's got Jamar Chase, Emeka Ibuka. Man, I am having trouble today, Darin. Jamar Chase, Emeka Ibuka, and Jackson Smith and Jigba. Needs 2 of those.
Wow. Those are 3 really solid wide receivers. I hate to say this, but with Jamar Chase getting his balls from a backup quarterback that looked terrible last week, I think you might have to go Ibuka and Jackson Smith and Jigba.
All right, Ronnie Duke, who to start? He said he lost Burrow. So he's got Goff or Murray in a PPR league. Who to start?
I think he played Goff. Seattle's defense tends to play pretty tough in NFC West battles. So Murray's a decent start, but I think Goff is just a little bit of a safer, higher floor.
Darin, I probably should have asked this. We missed you last week, but do you have any options for people who had Joe Burrow, what they might look at?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the easy answer is Jake Browning, but he looked pretty rough last week. Maybe he steps up a little bit. He did okay last year in Burrow's stead. So I think the easy answer is Jake Browning. But a guy maybe like Sam Darnold tonight could be an adequate fill-in.
Okay. Matt says it's PPR. He says pick 4, 2 wide receiver, 2 flex. He's got Pittman, Metcalf, Odunze, Allen, Godwin, and Waddle. Did you get all that?
Yeah, I think you're sitting Waddle and Godwin there. Just Godwin, just because it's his first week back after that brutal foot injury. So I think I'm sitting Waddle as well. That Miami offense looks pretty bad. So I think you're going with the other guys.
See if maybe I can get 1 or 2 more in here. Joey, a question that we never thought we'd ask in real life. Mahomes or Daniel Jones?
Yeah, obviously Mahomes is just an easy play every week. Doesn't really have the firepower at wide receiver that you'd like to see, but he seems to get it done, and it should be a shootout against the Ravens. I think you play Mahomes there.
Last one from Eric. Flex, T. Higgins or Travion Henderson, half a PPR?
I'm going Higgins there. Just even with Browning at the helm there, I think Higgins is a safer play.
Who2start.net, the numeral 2, who2start.net. He's Darin Tietgen. Before you set your roster, make sure you check with the guys at who2start.net. Darin, thank you. We'll do it next week.
All right, sounds good.
All right, man, we appreciate you. We are brought to you by Supper Club. Thursday, why go home? Why go home? Thursday, you knock off of work, don't go home. Go to Supper Club. Matt, I don't have a jacket. Doesn't matter. Got a collared shirt? Remember the dress code. You want to throw a sport coat on, by all means, please do. I love doing that when I go to Supper Club. But the stated dress code, you need a collared shirt. So pop on in. Have a glass of wine, craft cocktail at the bar, maybe have dinner at the bar. Maybe get lucky and get a table. But you can always get your reservation at supperclubbtr.com. Remember Saturday, LSU-Ole Miss, 2:30. By the time the game ends, you might want to go out for a nice dinner on Saturday night. Make it Supper Club. Get your reservations at supperclubbtr.com, supperclubbtr.com. And my goodness, no better place on the Friday before a home football game to be in Baton Rouge than Supper Club. Get your reservations today at supperclubbtr.com. Okay, y'all, hour 2 coming up next.
AFR.
You know, as we kind of move throughout the football season in the fall, everybody plans their calendars around, we all sort of, in this town anyway, genuflected the purple and gold calendar. We plan weddings and childbirth around LSU football. Well, on October the 4th, LSU's got an open date, and that is the date of Federalis Fest in Baton Rouge. Very cool music festival in Baton Rouge, outdoors. And the Williamson Ice Center is the title sponsor of Federalis Fest, as they've been for I believe 3 years now, for as long as it's been going. So if you want more information, you can go to federalisfest.com. That's federalisfest.com. But we love, of course, supporting great local events in the Williamson Ice Center, doing the very same thing. So if you can get all the information at Federalis Fest, you want to get tickets, you can do so at federalisfest.com, sponsored and presented by the Williamson Eye Center. And as we are very fond of saying here, eye care, eyewear, eye surgery, they do it all better than anyone. You can learn more at williamsoneye.com.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. Invited you to join us for Friday's AFR from Don Juan Cigar Bar, presented by Got Lit Light Installers, because everything looks better when it's lit. We'll see you Friday, 3 to 6 from Don Juan Cigar Bar, presented by Got Lit Light Installers.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment. Dave's back on. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $22,500 off MSRP on the brand new 2025 Ram 1500 Laramie with $22,500 off MSRP with a complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty that comes with all new Bayou Automotive vehicles. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
River Parish Contractors has immediate openings for structural steel shop fabricators. Call or text Big Jake today at 318-547-1000 or go to rpcontractors.com and click on employment. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
It's not just a game, it's a religion. You've got your team colors, team swag, and now your very own website. LouisianaSports.net. Everything LSU, Saints, and Pelicans. Sports on demand. In-depth coverage by sports writing pros with continuously updated news. And with the LouisianaSports.net newsletter, you get pinged directly with top trending stories. Best of all, now and always. No paywall. It's free. LouisianaSports.net. Powered by 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Your home for Louisiana sports.
In South Louisiana, you can always count on good people coming together to help our children.
At Dreams Come True, we grant wishes for Louisiana children with life-threatening illnesses. But to do this, we need funds.
That's why we're trying to raise $100,000 for Dreams Come True by giving away the Blessed Builders School.
Make your backyard's dream come true while helping our kids.
Just go to dreampoolla.com and you can find out how your $25 donation might help win you a Duplessis pool.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. This it's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Nick DeLuca. Final week of the Major League Baseball regular season. Reds a game out of the final NL wildcard entering the day, taking on the Pirates. Got an RBI single from Noelvi Marte to take the lead in the fifth. Then he saved the day in the ninth.
Swung on, and there's a drive. High in the air, deep right, Marte back. At the track, at the wall, he leaps, and he caught it! Oh, no way! What a grab, Noelvi Marte! He robs Brian Reynolds!
700 WLW. Marte with the game-saving grab. 2-1 the final. Gavin Lux adding an RBI single as well. All they needed for Nick Lodolo, shoving in a big spot. 6 1/3 scoreless, allowed just 2 hits and struck out 12. D-backs coming in a game behind the Mets for the final NL wild card today as well. They are down big to the Dodgers, 8-0 LA. Freddie Freeman is homered twice. Shohei Ohtani going deep as well. His 54th home run of the season. Good start for Yoshinobu Yamamoto as well.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy, coming on Friday with 6 teams sitting at 0-3. I'll tell you which one needs a win the most, and hint, it's not my Giants. It's Unsportsmanlike, weekday mornings at 6, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from downtown Baton Rouge.
Let's ride!
Hour 2. Off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, presented by Decision Critical, concierge nursing in Baton Rouge. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
So. And Mr. Toby Tom Play. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Aaron Taylor, 1 hour from right now. Mike Triplett will be here in hour 3 as well. We'll head to Oxford. Our buddy Neal McCready will be here in 15 minutes. We'll talk some LSU-Ole Miss from the Ole Miss side of things. But I think this has been fascinating to watch what the line has done in this LSU-Ole Miss game. So we had an opportunity to grab Johnny Avello, the director of sports operations from DraftKings. Been a great guest. We met him at the Super Bowl, and we've stayed in touch. And appreciate very much, Johnny, for joining us for a couple of minutes here. Hey, Johnny, thank you for the time. How are you?
Hey, Matt. Doing great. Thank you.
Of course. It's our pleasure to have you. Where did DraftKings open the LSU-Ole Miss line?
When you look ahead on that look ahead line, we were at Mississippi 1.5, and guess where we are now? 1.5 Mississippi. Now, we haven't moved the line, but I can tell you that the influx of money is coming in on LSU against the number, over 60% of the money, and on the money line, over 60% of the money. Over 70% of the money, though, in bets. And that tells me that they're parlaying LSU on the money line with a lot of other games.
That's really – what about the number of tickets? Is there a correlation with the money and the percentage of tickets?
Yeah, well, that would be the bet. So that would be bet. So that's 73%, I think, on tickets.
What would it take, Johnny, for the line to move?
A couple of things. It doesn't take from a sharp bettor. It doesn't take like $100,000 to move us. If a sharp bettor came up, who we consider to be sharp, and he bet $10,000 on this game, we would move. And he bet the Mississippi side, we would move to 2, or if he bet the LSU side, we'd move to 1. So it's either a sharp bettor or a lot of money. let's say somebody came up and bet $500,000 on one side. If we're just overloaded on that one side, we would definitely move the line 0.5 point.
Sure, that would do it. And you all haven't moved at all. Even the look ahead. Did you have the look ahead line at any point during the summer?
Yeah, we did go to LSU, Mississippi 2.5.
Okay,
but that didn't last long.
Yeah.
So, that went away pretty quick. So that's kind of most of the movement on this game. Not a lot.
Are you? Yeah, I thought I remembered on Monday maybe seeing a 2 or 2.5 with you guys. So Ole Miss went 2.5 and quickly came back. So a lot of the money coming in on LSU. Is this? Do you sense a pros versus Joes, like a sharp against the public type game here?
I don't know. I mean, just watching this, when I look at both teams, what is the public, what is the sharp handicappers going to do? I mean, they got LSU, who hasn't been running the ball well. They beat Clemson, they beat Florida, but now that we look at Clemson, they look like dogs. And then Ole Miss is one of the worst defenses in the country. So, I don't know what the pros are going to see in this game. Mississippi, some home field. Is that going to make a difference here? I mean, they've beaten Kentucky and Arkansas. Kentucky's not good. So
right.
Both of those teams have weak defenses. This is one of the best defenses in the country. So I don't know which way. I would say if the pros are going to bet this game, they're going to bet LSU. I don't think they'd lay the points with Mississippi.
Johnny Avello is with us. He's the director of sportsbook operations over at DraftKings. I'm glad you mentioned the home field because I asked you this question when you were with us for the Clemson game. What is Ole Miss's home field worth?
Couple of points. That's it.
Okay.
It's they have this good start, Matt. That's the thing. They're 4-0, so people are thinking their team's picking up where they left off last year. They lose last year's game after dominating the whole game, losing overtime. So a lot of that plays into, where the bets are going to come from, where the line was set at, some of the intangibles in the game.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. One good thing about Ole Miss is that Jackson Dart starting for Giants this week. And since I'm a Giant fan, I'm kind of excited about that.
Okay. Jackson Dart was fantastic. Look, Johnny, when we've talked about this game a lot, obviously, here this week, and I just see a role reversal from a year ago where Ole Miss went so heavy in the transfer portal, had this incredibly talented roster, the most players drafted in a single draft in their program's history. I mean, all those guys are gone now, and actually LSU is the team with the super talented roster. I wanted to ask you, how you all are sort of handicapping this LSU defense, because it feels like, just finger on the pulse, maybe the public, certainly a lot of the talking heads, have been slow to catch on to just how good this unit is as they've sort of looked at recent history, which I don't know that that's relevant for this squad because it's a whole bunch of new dudes that LSU spent a whole bunch of money to get.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at the defense as one of the best in the country, but it's the offense that's slowing down a little bit, that's keeping the team down from having a higher power rating. Like I mentioned, they don't run the ball well. That's not typical of LSU.
Sure.
And they're not particularly that great at passing. So this is a team that they should be able to move the football on. Matt, when you looked at last year's game, I know there wasn't a lot of scoring in 3 of the 4 quarters. It was one quarter that blew up. So, but that was a different element. LSU should be able to score. And, by looking at it at face value, they look like they can score and they look like they can shut down the team. Whether it goes that way, I don't know.
Johnny, you getting a lot of action on the total?
Yeah, they're betting it over. 55.5 was the opener. It's up to 56.5, and I would presume that this thing hits 57.
Wow. I know we talked about that with the Clemson game. Johnny, maybe I'm just drinking all the purple and gold Kool-Aid on this defense. This game screams under to me. So I will patiently wait for you all to continue bumping up that line, and I would love to play an under. Hey, I wanted to ask you about one other game before you go, and Musso asked me to put this on my radar. There's been a touchdown line movement in Ohio State, Washington?
Yeah, the game opened up 10, and we're at 8.5. So certainly some Washington money. Undefeated at home, good quality program. We don't know a lot about Ohio State just yet. We think they're, a good team, but so a 1.5 point move, that's pretty significant. And it's kind of trending that way too. So, could see an 8 here. I could see this thing dropping maybe a little bit more.
Okay. I thought maybe that the movement had been a little more significant. Okay, so that's not quite as significant as maybe we had thought. Okay. Ohio State, Washington this weekend. One more before I get you out of here. What about as we look to what might be the biggest game of the weekend, which is Alabama, Georgia? I would presume that's going to be a large chunk of your handle this weekend.
When you look at the games this week, first of all, this game, LSU game, is in our top 5 bets so far.
Okay.
So that game's going to handle a lot of money. Yeah, Alabama, Georgia, that's going to be one. That game is 3. We opened Georgia 3. We're 3.5. We're down to 3. They like Alabama in this spot early. But you got Auburn, A&M, Tennessee, Mississippi State, some really good SEC games this week. They're all going to write a ton of money. I think SEC prevails this week in college football for DraftKings.
We've been a great DraftKings has been a great partner of ours here, and we're excited whenever we get a few minutes here with Johnny Avello, busy guy, director of sportsbook operations over at DraftKings. Y'all download the app. You want to play along. We got plenty of picks coming up today and all day tomorrow as well. So make sure you download the DraftKings sportsbook app and play along with us here. Johnny, we always appreciate the time, man. I'm sure we'll have reason to bother you again somewhere down the line this season. Thank you.
Hope so. Talk soon.
Of course. That's Johnny Avello. You can imagine. It's football season. Of course, the NFL slate gets started tonight, and for week 4. Busy dude, but good enough to give us a couple of minutes. We appreciate it greatly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Play along with us. Of course, you can use the promo code Baton Rouge. They always have great deals and specials that we tell you about all the time. So we appreciate Johnny for carving out a few minutes here. Interesting that the money is 60% of the money is coming in on LSU. They haven't moved the line yet, but when it bumped initially to Ole Miss 2.5, it went right back down. So I think you're going to have a flood of LSU money. You're getting that LSU defense and points. You're going to have a flood of LSU money before this thing all wraps up. Anyway, all right, let's not get a quick break. Let's go to Oxford. Our buddy Neal McCready's here next on AFR, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing in Baton Rouge.
AFR.
The weather is getting a little cooler. You can smell the holidays in the air getting near. And for so many people, that's the time they want to be in a new home. If that's you, you better call Darin James. 335-7666, 335-7666, 335-7666, or agent225.com. Listen, if you're going to buy a home, you probably got to sell yours first. Do you know what your home is worth? Do you know? Oh, man, I did this estimate thing. When was the last time Zillow was in your home? Here's the thing. Go to agent225.com. Darin has a home value tool on the website. It's totally free. Totally free. You don't have to sign up for anything. You just type in your address in the home value tool, and boom, it'll pop up your home value with local market data. Agent225.com. Do it right now. Agent225.com.
Think real estate. Think Darin James.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit louisianapropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
Hi, this is Beth Tarina. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient. And you will have your pool in no time.
Flight by Yingling is raising the bar by crafting the next generation of light beer. With only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6th generation.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
Really excited for this challenge to play at home and first place in the SEC, play a great team, top 3 team in the country like LSU is an awesome opportunity for us. So got to continue to have a great week of preparation. These guys probably have the best roster since we've been here, from top to bottom, and we're going to have to prepare and play really well.
Ain't no probably about it. This will be a different kind of challenge for Lane Kiffin's Rebels, as LSU this year is built differently. Neal McCready, Rebels, 24/7. Good enough to join us. Get him on Twitter, X, at Neal McCready. Hey, man, how are you?
Matt, I'm good. How are you?
Doing awesome. So there was all kind of news breaking on Wednesday that Trinidad Chambliss would start, and then Lane Kiffin went on McAfee show and said that was news to him. We expecting Trinidad Chambliss to start Saturday?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, look, Lane is using the word available instead of injury on these reports, and frankly, that's the league's fault. The league calls it availability reports, so he says, here's who's available. Austin Simmons will be available. He will be dressed. He will go through warmups, and in a world where he is needed, he will be available.
Okay.
I think Trinidad Chambliss will start, and I think their plan will be for him to play the overwhelming majority of the game. I think they would like to probably not play Simmons because of his ankle, but he is available to play. So when the people, and there are a few in the media who are saying that Lane is lying on the report. No, he's not. He's available and he's ready to play. Now, if it was an injury report, I think we would have a different conversation about whether it's ankle or whether it's a hip or whether it's both ankle and hip, which is what I think. But but yes, to answer your question, I think it'll be Chambliss, but Simmons will be available, and if he needs to play, he'll play.
So you've covered the sport for a long time, and you've seen Trinidad Chambliss since he showed up on campus. Most of us have only seen him for the last 2 weeks. I'm curious if what you've seen, you think he's ready for the challenge of going against LSU's defense, which will clearly, Neal, be dramatically different than what he's faced the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, sure. It'd be dramatically different than anything he's ever faced. But yeah, I think so. I mean, in terms of like the mental preparation and that kind of thing, yeah, I think he'll be ready. He's a very poised kid. He's very confident, very smart. Yes, he played D2, but if you look at the numbers that he put up at D2, not everybody puts up those numbers at D2. And then in the 2 games he's played at Ole Miss against Arkansas and Tulane, he's been incredibly effective. He has protected the football. He's been very efficient. He has spread the ball around. He can make plays with his feet. He has very good pocket awareness. But yeah, I mean, obviously, this is going to be a completely different challenge than the one that he's had before. So when I say he's ready, I'm not saying that he's going to go thrive and be SEC Player of the Week or anything, but I don't think the moment or the opponent is going to intimidate him.
Neal, is there the statistics through 4 weeks have been very good. I think you should largely expect with the Lane Kiffin offense. As the sample size grows, we'll get more truth in what's real and what isn't. Is there a big question that you still have about the Ole Miss offense?
No, I have questions on defense. I really don't have questions on offense. Okay. Look, Lane is a brilliant offensive coach, and not only that, he's got a staff full of really good coaches, Charlie Weiss Jr. and Joe Judge, and kind of the list goes on of guys that are really good offensive people. They have won with different kinds of quarterbacks since they've been here. Matt Corral and Jackson Dart were not the same player. Austin Simmons, Trinidad Chambliss are not the same player. This offense has produced. I think they're better up front than they're getting some credit for. I think they've certainly played better as the weeks have gone on. Luke Haas, the Arkansas transfer, is getting healthy. They have some depth at tight end for the first time really all season. It's a very talented receiver core with different kinds of people that can beat you. They have Lane, as you and I talked about this the other day. Lane's done a phenomenal job with the portal. He has taken the transfer portal and turned Ole Miss into a program that's won 25 of its last 30 games. There aren't many programs in the country that can say that. He's done it by being able to target players in the portal that make sense for his system, get them at the right valuation, and then get them to buy into the culture. And he's been very successful with that on the offensive end. Look, I think this is a good offense. I'm not sure it's a great one yet. We'll find out. I think it's potentially a great one. They haven't played enough good defensive teams for me to say that with any degree of comfort, but I think it's an explosive offense that if you're not disciplined on the defensive side, you can get burned. They have a lot of weapons that they can use and that they do use. It's what Lane does really well, going all the way back to his, Tennessee days, his USC days, certainly his years at Alabama. He utilizes the personnel that he has. He'll adapt his system to the personnel better than a lot of people.
He's on Twitter at Neal McCready, Rebels 24/7. You said you do have questions on defense, so let's flip it over there. Where's the biggest question that needs to be answered?
Well, a year ago, Ole Miss was elite on the defensive front, and they were just incredibly disruptive with, a multitude of players, including 4 that went to the NFL off last year's team, just on the defensive line alone, Matt. This defensive line has some talent. I think Xavier Harris is a terrific player. I think Will Eccles, Prince Well, Iman Mielen. There's some other guys that Cam Franklin. There's some guys that are really talented, but they've not gotten home to the quarterback. They've I think have 4 sacks as a team through 4 games, which is not a great number. They have been against running quarterbacks, certainly against Arkansas. And look, Arkansas is pretty good offensively. I know we do this thing in the media where we say a team sucks, and so all of a sudden the whole team sucks and everything sucks. Taylor Green's really talented as a quarterback, and they've got, and in addition to him, they've got a couple of backs, Washington and Braylon Russell, I think is his name, if I recall correctly, that are solid SEC backs. I think LSU's better up front on the offensive line than we in the media give them credit for. So, and Taylor Green was on that night, but still, that was a lot of yardage that they put up, 520 some odd yards of offense. I have some questions about Ole Miss on the back end. I mean, I think there are some potential answers back there, but I do think they could end up being a little susceptible. I'm not sure yet. We're going to see probably here this weekend, facing a quarterback who can make every throw. Taylor Green had some success throwing the football, but Ole Miss was so off balance after the first few drives with Arkansas that it's you don't know whether that game was an outlier or whether that game was a sign of things to come. I think it was probably more of an outlier, just because Taylor was so effective that night with his decision making. Petrino had a great game plan. They executed it. I mean, their first 5 possessions against Ole Miss was 4 touchdowns and a missed field goal. I mean, they were really efficient offensively. Ole Miss can't allow that to happen again. Now, they didn't against Tulane, and Tulane doesn't have an SEC offensive front. Ole Miss's defense dominated it. I mean, this is going to be, I think, for both of these teams, this is going to be the toughest test that each of them has faced so far this season.
The biggest question that I have about this game entirely, Neal, is when it's LSU's rush offense against Ole Miss's rush defense, because statistically, objectively, neither is good when you look statistically. You said you think LSU's offensive line may be better than we're giving it credit for, and that maybe Ole Miss, a little bit of an outlier because of what happened against Arkansas, especially in that first half. So what do we look for with that matchup, which right now statistically is bad on bad?
Yeah, and I don't think either unit will end up being bad, but to this point, LSU's had a very difficult time establishing a running game. I don't think they've done, just statistically, the greatest job of protecting Nussmeier in the pocket. And then Ole Miss defensively, they're not as deep as they were a year ago up front. They're not as explosive as they were a year ago up front. I think the game gets decided here, which is ironic, I should say, Matt, because a year ago, I thought LSU's offensive front was elite, and I thought Ole Miss's defensive front was elite. And a year later, as you would expect, with all the attrition, I don't think either is elite, and I think this is where the game is decided.
They're all in the NFL, man. They're all
in the league.
Picks.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of dudes. I mean, Will Campbell and Walter Nolan, and I mean, just the list goes on of guys that were legitimate all SEC, all American caliber players that are gone. And it's the one thing, and you and I kind of talked about this on my podcast the other day. It's the one thing that you just don't know in this era of college football, where everyone goes, well, you can just completely replace a roster overnight in a year. I don't know that I believe that. You can replace a lot, and you can minimize how much the fall off is. But when you lose, like Ole Miss did, those 4 defensive linemen from a year ago, and you lose Chris Paul, and you lose Trey Amos, and then you lose some guys that we don't talk about, like Trey Washington played a lot of football at Ole Miss. He was really effective as a safety. Was he an NFL caliber player? I mean, probably not. But, man, he was a really good college player who played a lot of football. And when you lose that many players, I think it takes a minute, maybe a year or longer, to replace them. I think Ole Miss is better defensively than maybe some people think they are. I think there's a little too much attention that's being played to that Arkansas game without giving Arkansas's offense the credit that it probably deserves. If you look at Arkansas's overall offensive numbers, they've kind of been effective against everyone. But I think, long-winded answer to your question, I think that's where this game's getting decided.
Last thing for you, Neal McCready's with us, Rebels 24/7. Get him at Neal McCready. Okay, Lane's got a blueprint to win this game. Obviously, both teams would love to win it 50-6, but what's a realistic path that you think Ole Miss would follow to win it?
Yeah, it's going to be protecting the football, which they've been able to do the last couple of games. That was the one thing that really saved them from disaster against Arkansas early when they were trying to figure out how to slow Green down, was they didn't turn the ball over. They scored on their each possession, and they kept that game going sort of like a tennis match. That's one. 2, they absolutely have to get to Nussmeier. It doesn't mean that you roll up a bunch of sack numbers where you sack him 7 or 8 times. I'm sure Ole Miss would love to do that, but they've got to get him off platform. They can't let him get comfortable. He's too good. He can make every throw. I think LSU has some really talented receivers that if this thing gets into a deal where LSU where Nuss gets comfortable in the pocket, I think this ends up being probably a rough day for Ole Miss. If they can disrupt him, typically, and I've covered Lane Kiffin now for 6 years, Matt, typically Lane Kiffin figures something out on offense, and they're going to get theirs. They just about always do, and to the point where I just sort of expect it to happen. Again, I think this game comes down to LSU's offense, especially up front, against Ole Miss's defense. If LSU can establish a running game, get into a rhythm, and protect Nussmeier, I think LSU wins. If they don't, and they can't, I think Ole Miss wins. But I think it's a close game. This series, I went back and looked at it. The last time this series was decided by more than one score was back in 2021, which was, the end for Orgeron, right? Ever since then, it's been home teams winning super close games. And I think this is going to be a really tight game. I think it's kind of coin toss-ish. I think Vegas has it like at 1.5, 2 points. And that's a couple points of that are home field. Vegas is baking in. I mean, I've kind of got this as a coin toss, and I think they do too.
It's generally great theater with LSU and Ole Miss. We'll see what the next installment holds. You want to check out Neal, you can. Rebels 24/7. He and I recorded his pod earlier this week. If you want to check it out, it's linked at my Twitter and his, also at Neal McCready. Always appreciate it, man. All the best. Thanks.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man. Good talk to you.
You as well. It is After Further Review. Speaking of Vegas, Lee Sterling will be here in 15 minutes. We'll get Lee's picks. Aaron Taylor, we'll talk some line of scrimmage, all the things that Neal and I were talking about. Aaron Taylor, one of the greatest offensive linemen, Outland Award winner, All-American first-round draft pick. He'll be with us in 30 minutes from right now as well. Mike Triplett coming up in hour number 3. So we got a ton to do on this show. We'll not got a break. When we come back, Muse, Paulie, and I will give you what to watch. We do it every single Thursday. 3 things heading into the football weekend. We're keeping an eye on what you should as well. We'll do that next on AFR.
After Further Review.
I'm so proud to be partnered with Duplessis Builders, and I tell you all the time, you want that beautiful custom pool, they can build it for you. You can go to their website, duplessisbuilders.net. There's a Pick Your Pool tab at the top that if you're not looking for a custom pool, they have options for any budget where you can pick your pool design, whatever affordable for any budget, duplessisbuilders.net. But I also always tell you about Derek Duplessis, who's a local guy, went to LSU, he's invested in the community, he's done NIL. And we're so pleased to be partnered with Duplessis. And Derek is putting up an amazing offer. He's going to be giving away a pool. So if you go to the website and donate $25 to Dreams Come True of Louisiana, you're automatically entered to win a free pool from Duplessis Builders. Just donate $25 to Dreams Come True of Louisiana, and you're automatically entered to win a free pool from Duplessis Builders. It's another incredible way that Derek and his great team are giving back to our community. DuplessisBuilders.net, DuplessisBuilders.net. By the way, if you want to enter the sweepstakes, it's at 1045ESPN.com. But check them out, Duplessis Builders, online at DuplessisBuilders.net. Hey, it's Matt Moscona. Invited you to join us for Friday's AFR from Don Juan Cigar Bar, presented by Got Lit Light Installers, because everything looks better when it's lit. We'll see you Friday, 3 to 6 from Don Juan Cigar Bar, presented by Got Lit Light Installers.
At Luba Workers Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief: our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit louisianapropane.com.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Terry Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
All right, we will get to Lee Sterling here shortly. Get his best bets. Back-to-back 4-1 weeks for Lee Sterling. Love a winner. All right, we do it every single Thursday. Muse, Paulie, and I go around the room. Your football weekend is here. Let's talk about what we're watching.
Here's what we're watching this football weekend.
All righty there, Mussolini. Start us off.
All right, it's not going to be on a lot of people's radars, and I understand that. Oklahoma State's going to host Baylor, and the reason we're looking at this is the interim bump. It's the first game without Mike Gundy in more than 2 decades for Oklahoma State. How do they look? Doug Meacham as the interim head coach. Can they keep it within the spread? We'll see. Don't expect them to win, but who knows?
One of the biggest matchups of the college football weekend, Oregon versus Penn State, 6 versus number 3. This is a rematch of the 2024 Big Ten title game. You have sophomore quarterback Dante Moore against senior quarterback Drew Allar. Can the Nittany Lions get over the hump this year? This is the year they kind of won the national title game. But can Penn State get a key win early in the season?
Keep an eye on the Houston Texans this weekend. I know that's not a delicious storyline, but they fancy themselves as a playoff contender. It's an 0-3 start. Statistically, teams that start 0-4 do not ever make the playoffs. So they got the Titans, who are also 0-3. This is in Houston. Texans are a 7.5-point favorite, but this feels like a must-win for the Houston Texans.
We've talked, or at least I have in our segments here, plenty about TCU and where I think they stand in the Big 12. They're on the road this week, Friday night, actually, Arizona State. This is the old unranked team favored over the ranked team. Arizona State, the Sun Devils, 3.5 home choice against TCU.
Autoplay.
Let's see what happens.
Autoplay. Getting it, locking it in right now, Muse. Paulie?
I'm heading to the NFL. I'm going to watch Ravens and Chiefs because so far, both of these teams have been very disappointing. The Ravens lost close games to the Bills and the Lions, but the Chiefs, on the other hand, have not looked good. They lost to the Chargers and the Eagles, but they played poorly against the Giants. The loser of this game, they will be 1-3 to start the season. That's only one game better than the Saints.
It's true. Math. There are 2 teams in the NFL that are undefeated against the spread through 3 weeks. You want to take a guess?
No, actually, I don't.
Okay, Paulie, what do you
Because I have no clue.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Awesome. It's the Chargers and the Colts.
Okay, the Colts.
The Chargers are a 6.5-point road favorite against Jackson Dart and the Giants. The Colts are a 3.5-point road dog against the Rams. Just something to keep an eye on with those two.
That leads actually perfectly into my last one, which is Jackson Dart's first start. It's going to be a rough go.
You're
of
welcome.
It's not going to go how New York fans want it to go on Sunday. Let's just be honest. They got the Chargers, but what's interesting is let's see how he does look, because he obviously will be in the Dome next week when the Saints welcome in New York.
I'm keeping an eye on Sunday Night Football, Packers and Cowboys.
Yes, we will.
This is the return of Micah Parsons to Dallas.
Yeah.
A contract stalemate led to the trade. He hasn't even been there a month. Like, Sunday will be 1 month to the day. Parsons earlier this week was asked about potentially sacking Dak Prescott. He said, it's going to be painful. That's my guy.
Yeah, for Dak.
Wait, is that it's going to be painful having to do it, or it's going to be painful for Dak?
He said he's going to be painful for him to do it.
Oh,
because that is his guy.
Oh.
But also probably physically painful for Dak.
You know where I'm going to wrap this thing up.
I know.
Where am I going to wrap this thing up?
Athens, Georgia.
You better damn well believe we're going to Athens, Georgia. The Bulldogs are a 3.5-point favorite over Kalen DeBose and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Let me ask you a question. You give Kirby Smart and Kalen DeBose each a week off, extra week to prepare. Who you siding with?
Kirby Smart.
You're damn right you're siding with Kirby Smart. Oh, all these people thinking Alabama figured it out because they beat Monroe and Wisconsin. I'll tell you something. Hunker down, you hairy dogs. Them silver britches are coming to get all up in your... I wish if I was on YouTube right there, that'd have been good. If I was only YouTube, that'd have been really good. Georgia, Bama. Better damn well believe I'm gonna be locked into that one, Muse. I'm gonna be locked into that one.
Follow LSU and Ole Miss.
I'm gonna be locked into that one. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do.
I mean,
on Monday.
I liked the shoulder pad idea you kicked around with Russ. I thought that was good.
We're brought to you by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, LMFJ.com, LMFJ.com. Hey, Bama, only way you're winning another ring is you buy it at Lee Michaels. How about that? About that transition, huh? Thrill her with a gift in the red box from Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. They're awesome. They've been around for 40 years. And to tell you what, you could start at the website because if you want to go into the store, you can schedule that consultation at the website with one of their associates. Go to the website, scroll down, you see where you could schedule that consult. So when you arrive, of course, they'll have chocolates on a tray and something cold for you to drink, and they'll make it feel like it is a big deal at Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. LMFJ.com is the website. You want to search their inventory if you're buying that diamond ring. Maybe you're celebrating, gents, maybe you're celebrating an anniversary. You can upgrade. Trade in the old diamond for a new diamond, a little bit of an upgrade. They get so many options at Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. LMFJ.com. 10 locations, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Lafayette, Shreveport, and online at LMFJ.com. All right, y'all, it is After Further Review. Glad you're hanging out with us. We talked about it there with Neal McCready a smidge ago. But probably the biggest storyline in this LSU-Ole Miss game, you have good on good with LSU's defense and the Ole Miss offense, and I think you know how I think that's going to go. But the bigger question is the bad on bad, which has been LSU's running game and the Ole Miss run defense. And I mean, Ole Miss is allowing nearly 200 rush yards per game. It's like, and they ain't played nobody. Like, anyway. I want to talk to Aaron Taylor. We'll do that in 18 minutes from right now. Actually, it's going to be about 20 minutes from right now, about 2 after the hour. Former All-American, first-round draft pick, Super Bowl champion, CBS Sports, founder of the Joe Moore Award. Nobody knows better about talking offensive line than Aaron Taylor, and I want his opinion on this LSU offensive line through a month, so we're going to do that coming up here in 20 minutes. Okay, quick break. We'll come back. Lee Sterling will be with us. His best bets, back-to-back 4-1 weeks for Lee Sterling. Let's see what he's got here for Week 5 of the college football season, Week 4 of the NFL season next.
After further review.
We're brought to you by the Watermark and the Renaissance. Watermark downtown, Renaissance Southtown. As a matter of fact, since I've been on air, I got my invitation to some of the centennial celebrations for Watermark Baton Rouge. It's several days of celebrations there in October as they're celebrating 100 years of Watermark Baton Rouge. Not the hotel, naturally, but 100 years of the building. The structure has been there for 100 years. And my goodness, it's going to be such a great celebration downtown there on 3rd Street. One of a beautiful piece of Baton Rouge's history that they've revitalized and opened up to this community in this city for hosting events and wedding receptions. Of course, the Gregory, the restaurant right there in the lobby, or of course to host any type of event or stay for a staycation. It's Watermark Baton Rouge.
In South Louisiana, you can always count on good people coming together to help our children.
At Dreams Come True, we grant wishes for Louisiana children with life-threatening illnesses. But to do this, we need funds.
That's why we're trying to raise $100,000 for Dreams Come True by giving away the Blessed Builders School.
Make your backyard's dream come true while helping our kids.
Just go to dreampoolla.com and you can find out how your $25 donation might help win you a Duplessis pool.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
River Parish Contractors has immediate openings for structural steel shop fabricators. Call or text Big Jake today at 318-547-1000 or go to rpcontractors.com and click on employment. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient, and the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly fuel. So why not go green while you save some green? I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and for more information, visit louisianapropane.com.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead...
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
Place your bets, gentlemen.
It's time to head to the window.
Don't gamble it all in one place.
This is Lee Sterling's Best Bets, brought to you by Paramount Sports.
Back-to-back 4-1 weeks for Lee Sterling. Let's keep it going. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Interesting doing a show in Jackson, Mississippi with Richard Cross, and then 5 minutes later come on with you guys. So it's interesting when you go from one city to the next and both of their teams are playing each other.
Yeah, and I know Richard well. He's a great guy there in Super Talk, Mississippi. Yep. We catch up with him every year at SEC Football Media Days. But we will get to LSU-Ole Miss. Let's start with one lead that I think for South Carolina they've got to get, because when you look at what's ahead, if they don't get this one at home against Kentucky, I don't know when they're going to win a league game. Okay, South Carolina's at home. I've seen a couple of different numbers. So you have it here at 6.5. I saw it at 5.5 earlier today. Gamecocks hosting the Wildcats. What do you think?
Wow. I mean, they got to play Alabama, Ole Miss, LSU, Oklahoma, and Texas A&M. This is it. This might be the future fired coaches bowl here. I think that both coaches are on the hot seat. But I do think, even though South Carolina was ranked number 11 at the time, I told everyone a couple of weeks ago they may not even be a top 25 team. This might be the time to wade in here. So Kentucky's pass defense ranked 125th in the country. They allowed 270 to Toledo, 330 to Eastern Michigan. Yikes here. I think this is a perfect time to buy low and take Lenore Sellers to get the job done. South Carolina, 38-17.
And I am looking at DraftKings right now at 5.5 for the Gamecocks. Okay. So an even better price there if you want it. Another one I'm fascinated with. I'm glad you have this one on the docket. Tennessee's going to Starkville. And quietly, Mississippi State is 4-0 and have looked pretty good, Lee, especially defensively. They're getting a touchdown and a half at home. Vols Bulldogs, what do you think?
Yeah, they have improved a lot. I mean, to beat Arizona State, and Arizona State is a quality team, you have to give them credit. They're even running the football. They replaced two receivers that go on and are number one receivers where they're at. So hats off to them, but might be too much here for all first-name Fluff Bothwell. He has not played a SEC game yet, as have a lot of players on this team for Mississippi State. They have a lot of guys that came from other programs, also a bunch of guys who were second-teamers last year. I think Tennessee was the better team against Georgia. There was just 4 or 5 plays that not one of them went their way. So both teams also play top 20 pace of play. That could be a difference. Last year, Tennessee was a 26-point favorite at home versus Mississippi State. I know Mississippi State 4-0 straight up and against the spread, but finally they're going to face a team might be a little too much for them in every single level. Tennessee 35-25.
ParamountSports.com, ParamountSports.com. He's Lee Sterling. Aggies against Auburn. Lee, one of the things I always look at schedules is when do you have to go back-to-back on the road in conference? Yep. And Auburn has the unenviable task of doing that here. I mean, just a slobber knocker last week against Oklahoma. Now they're going to go back on the road to Kyle Field to face a rested Aggies team. Texas A&M 6.5 at home. How do you see it?
Yeah, good point you had there. And also on top of that, Jackson Arnold, he faces his old team, and then he gets sacked 10 times in that game, has to get back on a plane, travel home, somehow get through the week, and travel play a team in front of another 100,000 fans. I mean, it's going to be really tough. I love the addition of Mario Craver. Everyone was talking about KC Concepcion, and he's been great. 13 catches, 237, 3 touchdowns. But Mario Craver going over the middle and going deep has been almost unguardable. 20 catches, 443, and 4 touchdowns. And as good as their passing game is, I think their running game is going to finally start picking it up. So if they do that, they could be a top 5 offense in the country. And their running backs are the best I've seen in college football at blitz pickup. They come up and blast linebackers or safeties when they try to get after the quarterback. So I think it's just going to be too much for Jackson Arnold, this team here. He's going to get sacked another 4 or 5 times and compound that with 10 last week. I think A&M's the right side, 31-20.
Georgia at home against Bama. Both teams coming off a bye. 3 and a hook, depending on where you shop. I would just love to see Kalen DeBoer lose again. What do you think happens in Athens?
Well, this is tough. You got to be kind of happy if you're not a fan of either team to see either team lose. And, I just think that Georgia's not there yet. I think Georgia got lucky in that Tennessee game. Not that there was any one play, but, I think everything came together at the end. I still don't think they're close to where they were a couple of years ago. They're 3-12-1 against the spread since opening week last year. I think their weakness is their passing defense, and I think that Alabama can exploit them here with their trio of receivers. So this might be another fantastic finish, and also Alabama might be helped out by the return of Jam Miller. I think that 230 yards that they gave up to Florida State, nothing was a fluke, but they just weren't ready for that game here. Alabama seems to own Georgia, another fantastic finish here. I like Alabama, 28-27.
Okay, by a point there. Game in Athens with Bama taking the win. We'll get to LSU-Ole Miss. Let me get a thought. The biggest line in the NFL so far this year, one of the top 10 biggest lines we've seen in the last half decade. Saints are a 16.5-point dog against Buffalo. This is just not even going to be fun at all. But give me, if you would, share a thought on what you think happens in this game.
They want to get it for free. I'm gonna give the team away free. We're looking at like almost 17 points some places now. So you want to get it on me, be one of the first 10 callers. Call 800-400-9741. I'll give you the Bills and the Saints. We had a perfect 5-0 Sunday and Monday in the NFL for our service.
All right.
And I also like the game tonight. I'll give them Seattle and Arizona. Both games on me, 800-400-9741.
Okay, make that call, 800-400-9741, 800-400-9741 if you want Saints, Bills, and the game tonight with the Seahawks and the Cardinals. All right, Lee, Tigers, Rebels. LSU's defense is awesome. I am almost uncomfortably confident in this one for LSU. Where do you fall?
So I think the best unit, believe it or not, might be Ole Miss's offense. I think Trinidad Chambliss has been incredible. I don't know if they can replace him unless he just does not have a good game. So I like his passing and running. I think his decision-making is also better than Austin Simmons, so we'll see how that plays out. They might slightly have the best unit, but LSU's defense, close second. Offense, I think, is due to erupt against a Ole Miss defense that is just, quite frankly, not that good. You can't lose 7 of your top 8 defensive linemen from last year and be at the same level. They've given up 33.5 points in the first 2 league games, and it might come down to them having the lead, LSU, by 7-10, and then Lane Kiffin starts going for it on fourth down. I think this game is about levels. I think LSU just a step above Ole Miss here, even on the road. LSU 34-28.
LSU, that is a win and a cover, and you love to see it. Lee Sterling, ParamountSports.com, ParamountSports.com. Again, if you want the Saints, Bills, or tonight's game, call 800-400-9741, 800-400-9741. Thank you, Lee. Good luck.
Thanks, Matt.
All right, man. Love to have Lee on LSU's side. He is scorching hot. Back-to-back 4-1 weeks with us. He was 5-0 on his service last week. Lee's with me.
AFR.
We're brought to you by Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Windows door siding. Oh, yeah. They do shutters as well. Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Hey, I want to remind you, look, we're getting into this seasonal change, of course, where weather's going to start changing. It's going to be cooler again. One of the things to keep in mind, of course, is whenever we start to get the colder weather and you're cranking your heater on, we talk about costly air leaks all the time. But remember, if you want your home to be energy efficient, install these energy efficient replacement windows. They're expertly measured. They're measured twice, install once. They're custom made specifically for every window is specifically made for your home. So that way you cut down on those costly air leaks, which makes your home more energy efficient. It'll keep your heating bills down in the winter, your cooling bills down during the summer. It'll save you money on your energy bill, beautify your home, increase your home's resale value. Why wouldn't you call Relief Windows? ReliefWindows.com.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
Supreme Jasmine is premium American-grown rice. From local farms to your table, every grain is supreme. Pick up a bag of Jasmine or any other of our Supreme American rice.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. It's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona, inviting you to join us for Friday's AFR from Don Juan Cigar Bar, presented by Got Lit Light Installers, because everything looks better when it's lit. We'll see you Friday, 3 to 6 from Don Juan Cigar Bar, presented by Got Lit Light Installers.
In South Louisiana, you can always count on good people coming together to help our children.
At Dreams Come True, we grant wishes for Louisiana children with life-threatening illnesses. But to do this, we need funds.
That's why we're trying to raise $100,000 for Dreams Come True by giving away the Blessed Children's School.
Make your backyard's dream come true while helping our kids.
Just go to dreampoolla.com and you can find out how your $25 donation might help win you a Duplessis pool.
This is SportsCenter. I'm Nick DeLuca. Final week of the Major League Baseball regular season. Couple of games in progress. The Mets holding on to the final wild card spot in the NL, up a half game on the Reds after their win today. D-backs a game back and falling behind. They trailed the Dodgers big this afternoon, 8-0 LA. In the bottom of the 8th inning, Freddie Freeman with a pair of home runs this afternoon has driven in 3. Shohei Ohtani going deep as well, his 54th home run of the season to lead the National League. Elsewhere in the AL, the Astros a game back of the Tigers for the last wild card spot in the American League. They're all over the A's this afternoon. It's 10-1 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Jose Altuve, Isaac Paredes, and Christian Walker all have multiple RBIs. In college football, Oklahoma quarterback John Mateer posting on social media that his hand surgery was a success today. Early Heisman Trophy frontrunner set to miss about a month after suffering the injury in Saturday's win over Auburn.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. At Progressive, we offer auto, home, and commercial auto insurance, plus a variety of business insurance options to cover your small business needs and more. Visit Progressive.com today.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from downtown Baton Rouge.
Let's ride!
Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
You. And Mr. Toby Tom Blake. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you are driving home with us. Mike Triplett, 30 minutes from right now. We'll talk some Saints. Almost out of obligation. 16.5-point dog at Buffalo this week. Not likely to be great. On the flip side, LSU and Ole Miss could be one of the games of the weekend. Aaron Taylor has been good enough to give us his time here throughout the offseason and to jump aboard again with us. Of course, All-American, first-round draft pick, Super Bowl champion, founder of the Joe Moore Award. Of course, you see him on CBS. He's at Aaron Taylor CBS on Twitter if you want to give him a follow. I'm sorry, at Aaron Taylor CFB if you want to give him a follow on Twitter, excuse me. Aaron, thanks for the time for jumping back aboard, man. We appreciate it. How are you?
I'm good, baby. I'm good. Anytime I'm in Baton Rouge and talking Tigers football, I'm a happy camper.
Well, it's a great time to do it because this is an interesting game with LSU and Ole Miss, Aaron. And the narrative around this one is there's good on good and then bad on bad. LSU's defense, Ole Miss offense, good on good. But the bad on bad is LSU's running game against Ole Miss's run defense. You and I talked before the Clemson game about this, 5 new starters on the offensive line. Now they've had a month together. What should we realistically expect the development to look like a month into this new unit playing together?
I'll be honest, buddy. I thought it'd look a little better than it has, but what's happening to LSU, they're not alone in that. We're seeing this across the country with not only new starters, but units that are bringing back a ton of experience. We saw that with Illinois in their game against Indiana. Sometimes you can return a lot of experience and have slow starts Penn State through 3 or 4 weeks is in the exact same boat. They're starting to run it a little bit better, and they'll need to be at their best against Oregon this weekend. But it's been a rough go for the offensive line position across the board, and we're just not seeing the development in general, broad brush, middle part of the bell curve here I'm talking, that we normally have. So we're still trying to scratch our heads and figure out, what it is. It's probably a combination of a lot of factors, but the high turnover, the portal, human nature and complacency, the fact that there's more parity now in college football, where there's a lower ceiling and a higher floor, so you get a higher average and mean, if you will. But the LSU that we were expecting to see underneath the two previous regimes that have won the national championship just haven't really manifested. But I think that's part and parcel to also what we're seeing with Alabama and Georgia. So that's a long-ass answer for a simple question. But it's complicated, and candidly, I know who Brad Davis is as a coach, and I know the caliber of player that are there. I even expected to see more than we have from LSU up front through this part of the season.
Aaron, what do you think of Brad Davis as an offensive line coach? He's a great recruiter, but technically as a line coach.
Yeah, I think he's done a pretty good job, right? You have lines that give you a chance to win. You take a look at the tackles last year with Emory Jones and Will Campbell that are going to enjoy healthy, long careers in the NFL, but you got to be more than those pieces. You have to be able to develop. And even last year a little bit, there was a little bit of a step back, but all in all, I think all things being equal, he's proven that he can coach and put together an offensive line on the field that can not only be serviceable, but can be dominant at times. So there's been a lot of factors that have, kind of curtailed this LSU offense, and it's not just the offensive line. Garrett Nussmeier, we all assumed would take that next step, and I just don't know if that's happened. You look at the individual throws on the cut-ups, and when I studied him this summer, I'm like, damn, this dude's got the arm to make every single throw he needs. He's now got a receiver group of dudes that can go get it on the outside edge, but again, this offense just I use this analogy to describe Clemson last weekend. It's like a pot of gumbo that doesn't have any salt in it. You have all the right ingredients for what should be a delicious dish. It just is kind of bland, and that's the way I feel LSU's played offensively thus far.
How much do you think that has to do with what Brian Kelly talked about a week ago with whatever the torso situation was that Garrett Nussmeier was apparently dealing with?
It's significant, and we see this every year in the draft process where, lo and behold, these injuries get disclosed. We've now got, the injury reports that are something new to college football, but I know for a fact through friends of mine that are in the coaching world that they still don't disclose everything. And it gives away a competitive advantage when you do that. And at some point, maybe they will do everything, but that takes place in the NFL as well. So it certainly is a factor. And that's what gets hard, man. Like the coaches and fans need to understand that BK and Brad and Garrett and all these dudes are out there doing the absolute best they can. They want to win as much as the fan bases do. But football isn't played on paper, and it's not played on preseason expectations. You got to deal with what it is you have to work with, and injuries at that position in particular, especially for a guy who's had some feet issues, can really kind of aggravate those situations.
Aaron Taylor is with us at Aaron Taylor CFB if you want to give him a follow. I want to go back to LSU's offensive line because I want to get sort of technical with you. LSU's right tackle is a guy named Weston Davis, who was a 5-star, super athlete. I mean, Aaron, he's 6'7", 320, and it was on everybody's radar. He's a redshirt freshman starting for the first time, and I don't know if you look at Pro Football Focus or anything, but he's the guy that's kind of like the one that's struggling a little bit, the lowest graded, and it's where a lot of the pressures are coming from. They really run well to the right side. When you see a guy like that starting for the first time, what are some of the tells that you're looking for that he is starting to make progress as a first-time starter? When the athletic, the ability is undeniable, but the level of play needs to catch up.
Well, the first thing the average fan is going to see is lack of bust, lack of tackle for losses allowed, lack of pressures, lack of sacks, right? That's the easiest thing to see. What we're looking for when we study tapes, and candidly, for full disclosure, I haven't studied LSU's offensive line. I've watched them on TV, but I haven't studied it per se. But footwork is so important. Hand placement is so important. You want to see confidence. That's the first thing that I'm looking for. I had a great conversation for our YouTube show, Trench Life, today with Alex Mirabal, who's Miami's head coach, and he was talking about how confidence is important, and he studies his players, and that's one of the tells he's looking for. He's like, I know what these guys are capable of doing. So what that looks like is a guy throwing his hands, or is he catching them, right? We got to get up to the line of scrimmage, and it's a pretty simple formula. Have a plan, start the fight, trust your technique. You can't play this position or this game scared or slow. So I'm watching for those things. Now, you can get some edge creatures coming off the outside edge, and you're going to start to catch. You're going to start to be tentative. You're not going to trust your technique, so your footwork might get messed up. That's very common for young players. I'm a college football Hall of Famer, and I assure you, if you go back and watch my entire true sophomore season and probably half my junior season, you're going to see some of those things because the O-line position is the most skilled in football aside from probably the quarterback. And what I mean by that is we're playing against guys that are just as strong as us, but quite a bit more athletic in most cases, so we have to be precise with our technique. But nothing we do is natural, so it has to be taught. So you enter into that fact, inexperience, lack of confidence. I was a huge mental case guy. The toughest player I ever played against was myself and my own insecurity and that negative voice in my head. And that sounds ridiculous, but I'm not alone there, and I know that for an absolute fact. Clearly, I figured it out, and my guess is most players will have a chance to do so, but that's harder to do in the league that you play in and being a first-time starter. And my guess is that's as much to contributing to what's going on as anything else, and I would expect that to get better week over week.
Aaron Taylor is our guest. Get him on Twitter at Aaron Taylor CFB. Hey, did you mention that you've watched Clemson on film?
I have.
Oh, okay, because there's I don't want to completely deviate from the LSU conversation, but there are obviously interwoven because there's a lot of people. This narrative is maybe that LSU's win against Clemson isn't as impressive because Clemson's sitting there 1-3. What are you seeing with Clemson right now?
I described the gumbo, so maybe I'll go etouffee or red beans. But there's no gumbo filet or no andouille sausage, man. They're using Polish sausage or something. I know for a fact. I watched and studied T.J. Parker. I studied Peter Woods, who are going to be first-round draft picks this upcoming season. I studied Avion Terrell as a cornerback, who is as much of a match and mirror cornerback as you can get. They're just out there, and they're not themselves. We expected Cade Klubnik to make a year-over-year progress. I mean, the dude had 40-plus touchdowns last year and threw for over 3,000 yards. You put the film on, you're like, where's that dude? Something is gone from that team. They returned 5 starters up front on the offensive line. They're not moving people the way that they should. They're not providing the protection the way that they should. So Klubnik, I think he's lost confidence, and his feet are a mess. He's making bad decisions. And you see the emotion of Dabo. Like, that dude's one of the best college football coaches in our sports history. There's no questioning that. He won 2 national championships in 3 years. So that's the standard. It unfortunately is one that he set, but that's how he's going to be held, and they're nowhere near that. And he said himself, they've got to reset what their goals are because what they set out to do is no longer attainable, and he's right. My wife could watch the tape and be able to see that. So, yeah, I think LSU fans are correct to be concerned that if your marquee win is a win against Clemson, you better find something else, and that starts with beating Ole Miss this weekend.
You got a thought on that game this weekend in Oxford?
Man, I like in close ball games. Like, here's what's crazy, right? Trinidad Chambliss is their backup quarterback, and Lane Kiffin has somehow managed to be favored in this ball game at home with his backup quarterback. Like, how many schools in the country can say that, to have a number 2 guy? Now, Texas Tech certainly can. We see it, but it's much more rare than not. So that's concerning to me. So in ball games that are close, man, I typically tend to go with a home team in a situation like this, and especially with Ole Miss and how well Kiffin has done that. But you look at their defensive coordinator, Pete Golding. The things I'm looking for as an analyst and just as a fan, does he load the box to be able to try to stop the run and risk man coverage against LSU's speedy wide receivers? Or does he say, you know what, we think we can stop these guys' run playing too high, have 2 deep safeties so that we don't give up any big plays and make LSU prove that they can walk down the field on us offensively and win this game for us? I don't know if they played well enough overall in the run game, the Tigers I'm talking here, or in the red zone by being able to score despite their 4 rushing touchdowns that they had last week. I think, to your point, it is strength on strength, weakness on weakness, and because of that, I'm giving a slight edge to the home team that won't have to deal with crowd noise.
He is Aaron Taylor, CBS Sports, founder of the Joe Moore Award. Excited to talk more about that as we make our way throughout the season. You can follow Aaron at Aaron Taylor CFB. You can follow the Joe Moore Award on Twitter as well, at Joe Moore Award. Hey, man, it's always great to get a couple of minutes. We appreciate it greatly, man. Hopefully we do it again soon.
Appreciate you, Matty. Look forward to it, brother.
That's our pleasure. Aaron Taylor, one of the greats, man. All-American at Notre Dame, won every national award you can imagine, first-round draft pick, Super Bowl champion. Does a great job as an analyst. Founded the Joe Moore Award. What a wealth of knowledge. We appreciate him. All right, we're brought to you by Parish Restoration. ParishRestoration.com. Kill mold, remove odor. Was pleased to share, of course, Garrett Nussmeier is now done an NIL deal with Parish Restoration. Customer, Garrett's engaged now. He and his wife bought their home, his soon-to-be wife, I should say, bought their first home. And when they were going through the inspection, they found mold, and they hired Parish Restoration. Jim Woodworth came in, sprayed the patented non-toxic dry fog treatment that I tell you about all the time, and knocked out the mold for the future Mr. and Mrs. Nussmeier. They can do the same for you, your home, your office building, not just mold, other harmful pathogens, remediation, get rid of odor. It's ParishRestoration.com, ParishRestoration.com. Start there at the website, fill out the form on the homepage, and they'll get with you to get you an estimate. ParishRestoration.com. Okay, y'all, it is After Further Review. Thursday shows are presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing in Baton Rouge and all over the state of Louisiana. Told you the exciting news. Blaze and her team are expanding to Dallas-Fort Worth, so they'll have an office opening in Dallas soon. We'll tell you much more about that. Okay, quick break. I got an update on Caden Durham, so we'll get to that when we come back. Brian Kelly meeting with reporters, and then Mike Triplett here in about 15 minutes. Don't you move. It's AFR.
AFR.
Get Gordon and get it done. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. If you've been injured in an accident, it's not your fault. Do what injured people in our state have done for 3 decades. Get Gordon and get it done. The website's a great resource for you. If you want to go see client testimonials, like actual client testimonials, you could see that. Client results are there. If you want to get in touch with someone, but you're not really wanting to call, okay, you can go to the website. There's a little text bubble right there on the homepage. Just click that little text bubble, and just in seconds, you're chatting with an associate there. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys can help you on your way. If you're curious about what types of cases they handle, I know we talk a lot about car wrecks or big truck wrecks, but there's so many different types of ways that people who are injured, that's not their fault, that Gordon and his team can get you what you deserve, no matter where you are in the state of Louisiana, as well with offices all over Louisiana. So go to getgordon.com, getgordon.com, or call 888-8888, 888-8888. Get Gordon and get it done.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
When it comes to pipe fabrication, time is money. And at River Parish Contractors, we make every second count. Our 36,000 square foot shop is ready to take on your projects right now. With experienced welders, precise fittings, and fast turnarounds you can trust. Whether it's a single custom spool or a full-scale run, we have the capacity and the skill to keep your job on schedule. Call us or visit rpcontractors.com for your quote. That's rpcontractors.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $22,500 off MSRP on the brand new 2025 Ram 1500 Laramie with $22,500 off MSRP with a complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty that comes with all new Bayou Automotive vehicles. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Baton Rouge's home for real rock. It's Eagle 98.1. Foo Fighters. Led Zeppelin. AC/DC. Pearl Jam. And the flagship home for LSU sports. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. Eagle 98.1 is the Rock Station.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief: our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. Inviting you to join us for Friday's AFR from Don Juan Cigar Bar, presented by Got Lit Light Installers, because everything looks better when it's lit. We'll see you Friday, 3 to 6 from Don Juan Cigar Bar, presented by Got Lit Light Installers.
Tiger Country is 100.7 The Tiger. In the car on 100.7 FM or on the 100.7 The Tiger app.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
Right, LSU is off the practice field here on this Thursday. We will get the official availability report updated tonight. Brian Kelly just meeting with reporters here about 15 minutes ago or so over at LSU. I'll just read this tweet from Wilson Alexander. I know we've got it posted up at louisianasports.net as well, but Wilson Alexander and I guess everyone there said Brian Kelly has Caden Durham as questionable against Ole Miss. So still questionable. He will be a game-time decision. They'll get him out there, run him around on pregame warm-ups and see if he'll be able to go. I know there's a lot of fans who are maybe a bit cynical by nature, and you watched the broadcast the other night against Southeastern Louisiana where you saw Jordan Rogers highlight some of the lanes and the holes that Caden Durham's missed. I would point out, how about we highlight the first play of the season? When Caden Durham takes a handoff to the left side, he's bottled up, reverses field, and gets 24 yards around right side. Or the 40-plus yard run he had week 2 to the left side. One of the things that I know we spent a lot of time talking about, maybe this is something I need to do tonight for tomorrow's show, is go back through my notes from fall camp. Because if you were with us here throughout fall camp, and I would give you the practice reports, one of the things that was a pretty consistent, there were a few consistent themes. One, like offensive line, for example. When they go offensive, defensive line, pass rush drill. The offensive line would fare fine in the individual one-on-one pass rush sessions. When they would go team, the defensive line would really dominate. Another thing that was pretty common is when they went team, the offense would really struggle against the defense, and then boom, they'd hit a big play. It would be incomplete pass, stuff at the line of scrimmage, Caden Durham, 60 yards. Like Darin Brown, big play. Like that was pretty consistent. And honestly, that's kind of what we've seen so far through 4 games, is that this team hasn't necessarily pieced together the long, sustained drive, but they have hit the big play. We could even look back to Clemson, where you went deep to Darin Brown and looked like you had a touchdown there. We certainly saw them make big plays past couple of weeks. We saw the long run by Harlem Berry against Louisiana Tech. We saw the long run by Caden Durham, the long run by Xavier Thomas. I mean, you've had those big plays, which have kind of defined the run game so far for LSU. And the flip side, when you look at Ole Miss, is that's kind of been their bugaboo, has been their inability to stop the big play. Like they have given up the big play a lot with their defense. It hasn't necessarily been that sustained running game. That was the case when they played Arkansas in that game in Oxford a couple of weeks ago where Ole Miss gave up 500 yards of offense. Arkansas in that ball game ran for over 200 yards against Ole Miss that day. That's one of the things that I think you look at. Like, Mike Washington had a 47-yard run against Ole Miss in that game for Arkansas. Taylor Green had a long of 20. So you did see them give up and sort of be susceptible to giving up that big play. So all that to say, I understand some of the skepticism. I also know what Caden Durham is. Like, I watched Caden Durham last year on the road in conference play, and he was awesome for LSU. And I sure would like to see him there this weekend for LSU. So we'll see if he's available. If not, what direction do they go? Is it more Caleb Jackson? Do we see Harlan Berry get his opportunity? Or is it Juwan Johnson? That would be the 12 to 15 carry guy in Oxford this weekend. Remains to be seen. I hope we don't have to find out, but game time decision there for Caden Durham. All right, it's After Further Review. We're brought to you by Shaw Bills Tire and Auto Service, ShawBillsTire.com, ShawBillsTire.com. With locations all over South Louisiana, you're never far from a Shaw Bills Tire location. Name brand tires at wholesale prices. They treat you like family. Keeps you coming back year after year after year. So it doesn't matter if you need your oil change, your tires rotated, if your brakes are squeaking, you need an alignment, check engine lights on. Shaw Bills will do all of that, and they treat you like family. They're going to give you a fair price, great service, convenient. If you have to wait, I love the fact that they've got high-speed internet, of course, free Wi-Fi, coffee, the whole kitchenette setup is great, flat-screen TVs, comfortable furniture. So you can wait and actually get some work done. I'm really productive when I do wait over at Shaw Bills. I love this Google review. 5-star Google review said the customer service was great. Went in for a quote on tires. They gave me plenty of options to choose from. Dropped off at 8 a.m. It was ready for 11. My vehicle's running smoothly with brand new tires and front-end alignment. Thanks again to Shaw Bills. Another 5-star Google review. You'll have the same experience. ShawBillsTire.com, ShawBillsTire.com, Shaw Bills, where we keep you rolling. The Saints injury report is out as well for the Saints and the Buffalo Bills here on Thursday. And I would categorize this as good news for New Orleans. Mike Triplett's going to be here in 5 minutes. I'll ask him. We'll go a little deeper into this with Mike when he's here in just a minute. But for the New Orleans Saints, the disappointing thing, I guess we could say, is Chase Young, again, a DNP for the New Orleans Saints. Dylan Radden's, again, a DNP. So it seems at this point unlikely that you would have Chase Young or Dylan Radden's. Tali Esefuaga, who was limited on Wednesday, was a full participant on Thursday. Cam Jordan, Trevor Penning, also full participants. That's great news. Looks like Penning will make his season debut this week. And then the other bit of news there is that both Devon Vele and Cam Jordan on the injury list, but both were participated. Devon Vele limited, Cam Jordan a full participant with a groin injury. So not terrible for New Orleans. Certainly the really bad news is that you still don't have Chase Young, and looks like the Saints just missed on that injury with the calf. They thought he'd be back within 4 weeks. Clearly it looks like he won't be, and so you have unnecessarily had Chase Young on your 53-man roster for the last 4 weeks without having him available to you. So that's certainly unfortunate because you could have put him on the short-term IR and had that roster spot for someone else. So we'll get Mike Triplett's thoughts on that. The Saints heading to the Bills coming up here in just a quick second. One other quick note before we grab a break. I noticed this thanks to someone just sent me this via Twitter, just tagged me in a tweet. Mac Brown, my apologies, my device here is moving exceptionally slow, and I'm not sure why, on hardwired internet, so this thing is just painfully loading. But Mac Brown tweeted just a little bit ago. Here it is. My goodness, what is going on? Is your internet, what the hell is going on with this? Anyway, Mac Brown tweeted just a little bit ago, sad we lost Carl Bull Reese today, one of the best DCs to ever do it. He'll be missed, R.I.P. Carl Reese was a defensive coordinator with Mac Brown at Texas, but Carl Reese was also a defensive coordinator at LSU. He was there during the Bring Back the Magic years initially under Jerry DiNardo, and a huge part of those early memories I have as an LSU fan, the Bring Back the Magic, those are the, my first great memories of LSU football after 6 straight losing seasons. Of course, beating Auburn 12-6, and the '97 season going to the Independence Bowl in the snow. The '96 bowl '96 season, winning 10 games, going to the Peach Bowl. Carl Reese was really a big part of those teams. So Carl Reese, according to Mac Brown on Twitter, passed away today. So condolences to his family. Rest in peace. Former LSU defensive coordinator Carl Reese died today. All right, it's after further review. We'll not got a break. Mike Triplett will be here when we come back. Our show every Thursday is brought to you by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing, not only anymore in Baton Rouge, all over the state of Louisiana. It's not just healthcare. It's healthcare for your lifestyle. You can learn more to set up that discovery call at decisioncriticalbr.com. All right, Mike Triplett next.
AFR.
If you want to feel like your younger self, Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness can help. Lowest prices, never any contracts. So I'd say it to you this way. You've heard me talk about Goodwood, certainly ED treatments, hormone replacement therapy, dozens of other non-pharmaceutical options to help with things that may be ailing you. If it's anxiety or chronic pain or muscle repair, recovery, libido, lots of different things. Lowest prices, never any contracts. So consider what I just said. Lowest prices, never any contracts. Why not try it? Why not try it? Schedule a consult. Go to yourgoodwood.com. They're on Drusilla. They're on Drusilla in Baton Rouge, not far from I-12. Yourgoodwood.com. Schedule that consultation. Go meet with Gabe. Talk about what issues you have. See what options they have, and try it. You don't know how bad you feel till you start feeling good again.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
In South Louisiana, you can always count on good people coming together to help our children.
At Dreams Come True, we grant wishes for Louisiana children with life-threatening illnesses. But to do this, we need funds.
That's why we're trying to raise $100,000 for Dreams Come True by giving away the Blessed Builder School.
Make your backyard's dream come true while helping our kids.
Just go to dreampoolla.com and you can find out how your $25 donation might help win you a Duplessis pool.
At Luba Workers Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. BRAC, your #1 park system in the nation.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar, but instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky.
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
Mike! Yeah?
New Orleans Saints coverage with some Mad Libs mixed in.
Why don't you just go by Mike?
It's time to talk black and gold with Mike Triplett of New Orleans Football. Presented by Benny's Car Wash. Family owned and operated since 1951.
Ho! What do you do for an encore? Buffalo Bills might answer that emphatically. Mike Triplett's with us. New Orleans Football. Presented by Benny's Car Wash. Hey, Mike, how are you?
You're still bringing me on, huh?
Yeah. You know, I just like talking to you.
I appreciate it. I like talking to you too, man.
I like the intro. Get to hear the Michael Jordan
Good
"Be Like
intro.
Mike" song.
Great intro.
Really
Great
is.
Intro.
A little stand up and get crunk mixed in there as well. What do you say about Sunday against Seattle?
Yeah, that was disheartening. Look, I thought this team was going to be 0-4, unless they pulled off a surprise or the NFL just got weird early in the season. I mean, we expected the Saints to be in a rebuilding year and to be bad, and the schedule looked tough, and we expected them to start 0-4. So you don't overreact to anything, but that was such a hot mess. It was not lining up, not looking ready. False starts and alignment issues, and quarterback talking about not being on the same page as receivers. It's just like, is this team not prepared enough? Like, those are not the kind of questions that you want to be asking. You just want to be like, oh, they got outmatched by a more talented team. Not, they they don't look ready and they don't look competitive. So hopefully they prove that that's a fluke. They look better in week 2 than they did in week 1. Hopefully they can clean it up. But I mean, if you're looking for hope, I've said this a million times. I'm sure I said it on your show. Like, the realistic model, I think, is like what the Carolina Panthers did last year, and they were 1-7, but then they went 4-5 in the second half of the season. You need to see signs that this team can learn from early warts and start becoming like a 500 team in the second half of the season. But it is painful to watch right now, that's for sure.
Are there signs that they might be improving that I'm just not seeing?
Not that I saw in this game. No, I mean, obviously there were some promising things in the first couple of weeks, and everybody was starting to be like, hey, Spencer Rattler is out there playing better than some of these other second-year quarterbacks, and this team's not as bad as I thought, and they were down there, with a chance to tie the game or win the game in the final second. So. If you reversed it, if the Seattle game was week 1 and then those other 2 games were weeks 2 and 3, we'd probably be talking about positive trends. But yeah, it's hard to come away with anything that's not disturbing from just how sloppy and unprepared they looked in week 3.
I think the penalties are a huge part of it too, Mike. And look, penalties of aggression happen, but it's the things that you mentioned, and we've talked about it now for 3 straight weeks. And I asked this question, and I hope it's and I think it's a fair question, Mike. And you would certainly know better than me because you're around this team all the time. But I kind of get the sense that they like Kellen Moore. I don't know that they respect Kellen Moore. Is that fair?
I don't think we've gotten to the point of disrespect yet. I do think disrespect can come up, and look, we saw this with Dennis Allen, like, when a team is in like turmoil and you're in a 7-game losing streak, or you're 0-4, or you're 1-5, and you start to be like, oh shoot, this guy doesn't have the answers for how to get us out of this. Or like, Sean Payton had a lot of 0-4 starts, but they were like, we know our offense works, we know our system works, we know if we stick with this, there'll be better days ahead. Nobody knows that with Kellen Moore. There's no like, hey, yeah, we started 0-3, but stick to the process, and we know it's going to work out. Nobody knows that it's going to work out. So in that sense, there just can't be core belief in this team. And look, this is not a talented team. This is a team that's lost talent and hasn't reinvested in it. They are rebuilding. So there's no, hey, everything's going to be all right. Nobody can feel that way right now with this team, but I think there is some time and patience with Kellen Moore. Like, the locker room wasn't as angry as some other locker rooms I've seen. There wasn't as much despair. I mean, there's a reality check to it, but it's not a we're blowing this. Like, we had this great opportunity and we've blown it. I think everyone was kind of realistic about what the actual opportunity was and that this is going to take a while.
He's on Twitter at Mike Triplett, NewOrleans.football. Our chats every Thursday are brought to you by Benny's Car Wash. You can learn more about their membership clubs at bennyscarwash.com. I'm glad you went to the attitude in the locker room, because that's literally the word that I wrote down that I wanted to ask about next, where you do have veterans near the end of their career. DeMario Davis, Cam Jordan, guys, Alvin Kamara, guys who I'm certain want to be on a winner, but it's just very clear they're not going to be. What is it like in the locker room right now after an 0-3 start and what we just saw on Sunday against Seattle?
Yeah, I mean, that was the focus of what I wanted to cover on Sunday and what I wrote about. And I think I've seen worse locker rooms. Now, part of it, I think, is that it's just game 3. And it's not just game 3 of the season, it's game 3 of the Kellen Moore era. In some ways, it's game 3 of the Spencer Rattler era. Like, you know, not a finished product yet. Everyone understood it wasn't going to be a finished product yet. So I think there is still probably some hope from everyone on the team. Like, all right, this is bad, but it's going to get better. However, I do wonder about stuff like that. Look, I mean, I think Cam Jordan and DeMario Davis came into this with eyes wide open. They could have asked to leave. Cam Jordan actually took a pay cut to stay. Like, they knew what they were in for, and but Alvin Kamara, I don't know as much. Chris Olave is someone I wonder about. Rashid Shaheed, guys, Alontae Taylor, guys who are like in the earning portion of their careers. Like, there's a lot of people who don't want to have a lost season, and this is going to be a lost season. I mean, you can't even pretend like the playoffs are realistic right now. So there's just the nobility of, let's try to make this team something we're proud of by the end of the year. I mean, obviously there's cases of that. There's, the Dan Campbell Lions, that started whatever they started 0-7, but eventually became the Dan Campbell Lions. I mean, players can talk themselves into being a part of that, but it's a lot harder when you think this is your last year or your most important year.
Did you like the white helmets?
Yes. It's a shame they had to stain them with that loss. Hopefully, the next time they bring them out, it's like at home against the team they can beat. Because you don't want to lose those. You don't want to lose those uniforms and those helmets in the process.
They're better. It's better than the black helmets for certain, which are an absolute abomination. They're an atrocity. But we're still not matching the golds, Mike.
It's unbelievable. We were just having a conversation about that today. I mean, the whole league and sports fashion world agree how good the color rush uniforms look. Like take that gold and throw out every other gold you have in the building and go with that. Or the classic helmet, make it all that. Like, there is a way to repeat it color gold, isn't there? We have the technology, don't we? AI could do it, couldn't it?
Oh, for sure. AI can do everything. AI makes all my thumbnails on my YouTube channel, because I don't know anything about that. But I just don't get it. Like,
I don't either.
Does the NFL prohibit them from changing the color of a decal? These are the things I need you to find out, Mike. Who do you know at the league office that can give me this answer?
And the thing is, they know. At this point, it's not an oversight. They know. They know their golds don't match. And yeah, the just blatant inability to care about that when so many of us care so much more is one of the most disheartening parts of this whole thing.
I agree with you.
I will say this. I'm gonna stick up. I'm not sticking up for the black helmets. I'm gonna hate what they did with that stripe on the black helmet.
Stupid.
But we've gotten a chance to see the black helmets like up close in their lockers with like a light shining down them. The black helmets in and of themselves are not that bad looking. You need to wear them with black jerseys and black pants. That would actually look pretty cool. I don't know why they wear the black helmets with like pale yellow uniform.
They're trying to find the ugliest, stupidest thing they can do. And the concept, Mike, of a black helmet is not bad. That black helmet is awful. You need to go black helmet and then either a white or gray face mask. And then you need to get rid of that stupid stripe down the middle and give me the bigger fleur-de-lis on the side with a gold that matches the jersey. And then you have something. This isn't hard. Like, I have a special needs 11-year-old child who could do a better job of color coordinating this thing than the Saints. Like, if you're going to be a crappy team, at least look good in the uniform. Like, why you have to look like puke too?
They did this last week. We've lost the narrative. They looked good on Sunday. They did. We should be proud. We should be applauding. It's the best thing they've done all season.
Jersey pant, yes. Helmet, no, because the gold doesn't match, and it takes away from the beauty of the jersey pant combo. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Okay, I've completely avoided talking about the Saints being the biggest underdog they've been in 50 years. Give me anything at all to look forward to this weekend. Like, just, anything at all.
Yeah. Well, moral victories are on the table for a team in the situation the Saints are in now. I mean, if they look like the Miami Dolphins looked like in Buffalo 10 days ago, when everybody thought like Mike McDaniel was on the verge of being fired.
Yes.
And Miami went in there and gave him a good game. I mean, like, even that would be positive. And look, there's just certain aspects of the team. Like, let me see Kelvin Banks kill it. Let me see Tali Fuaga look at me and kill it. Let me see Kool-Aid McKinstry have a great game. Like, people that are going to be building blocks for the team. Let me see Quincy Riley. Let me see, Spencer Rattler. Like young players take positive steps. I mean, that's what we're going to be watching for every week this season. And so since it's not win or else, you can still look for all those positives. And if those guys go toe-to-toe with the Buffalo Bills, then you feel even better about it than if you dismiss it when they do it against the Carolina Panthers.
Mike Triplett.
How was that? That was pretty good. Really?
I'm not going to lie to you, Mike. I just zoned out and started thinking about the uniforms again, and then I was looking up Dan Campbell's 2021 with the Lions. Honestly, that's what I was doing. I'm going to be very they started 0-8. They started 0-8. Then they had a tie, so they were 0-8-1. They lost two more. They were 0-10-1, and then they beat Minnesota 29-27. But they had a lot of really close games in there, man. They scored 33 against the Niners. They lost a 19-17 game to Baltimore. They had the tie. They lost a 13-10 game at Cleveland, 16-14 to the Bears. Like, they had close games. Like
okay, I'm gonna go genuine positive here. That's not off the table, I think, after this week. You know, it's funny, somebody came in our chat or the live stream, the watch along that Nick and DJ do during the games, and pointed out that Sean Payton's third game with the Denver Broncos, it was that week they lost like 70-20 to
Miami.
the Dolphins.
Yeah.
It was such an embarrassment. Yeah. And so there you go. Like, you can have those embarrassments, and it can get better. Like, once they get past this Buffalo game, like, it's like there is realistic possibility that there could be actual wins and close games right around the horizon. So we're not seeing a win on Sunday, but there are wins available, or at least that was a close, exciting game. Like that's available. That's going to be available soon.
Thank you, Mike. Mike Triplett. Thank you. We'll see you later. New Orleans Football and our chats with Mike every week are brought to you by Benny's Car Wash. Thanks, Mike. Okay, he's gone. Okay, that's fine. No. There was like a Benny's Car Wash pun there where I need to like wash all the filth from that game off of me, so I won't go through Benny's Car Wash. There's options there. When you are powerless like the New Orleans Saints, maybe you need Arco Power Systems. Huh? All right, Muse, come on. We're almost there, Muse. We're almost there. Arco.com, ARCCO, Arco.com, Arco.com. We're talking about industrial Generac power. Okay, so this is for your business, not for your home. These are Generac industrial energy generators. Permanent install options, standby options, rental options. They can service your generator as well. When the power goes out, what does your business do? Well, you call Arco. This is energy for your business. Get started today at arco.com, arco.com, ARCCO, arco.com for Arco Power Systems. Okay, final break. We'll be quick, but Otter will be here to give us some picks. Get Thursday Night Football play. Otter, 4-1 last night. Let's go. We'll see what he's got next. AFR.
AFR.
We're brought to you by Glow Resources. GLO, glowresources.com, glowresources.com. They are complete employer solutions. Love telling you about Glow Resources with Jareth Knockan and the gang over at Glow Resources. Yes, they specialize in skilled blue-collar labor, but it doesn't matter what your business is or what position you're looking to fill. Our friends over at Glow Resources can help. So check them out online. Start there at the website at GLO, glowresources.com, glowresources.com. They have a 96% success rate. And I want to remind you this again. You hire Glow Resources. They go through their process to find you a permanent employee solution. If for whatever reason it doesn't work, they'll give you a prorated refund or find you a new employee for free. Got nothing to lose. Want your business to be more profitable, more efficient? You need the right people. Glow Resources can help you do it. GLO, glowresources.com.
104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and First American Bank and Trust bring you the Heart of the Game Award, recognizing student athletes who deliver when it counts. Nominate your game day standout at 1045ESPN.com by the 21st. We'll choose 5 male and 5 female finalists, and then it's up to the fans to vote for the winners. Each winner gets a $250 gift card, a custom award, and the spotlight they've earned. Presented by First American Bank and Trust, a banking tradition since 1910.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Parish Construction and Roofing. This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs. From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
Hi, this is Beth Tarina. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here. We eat out here. We watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient. And you will have your pool in no time.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
Down the stretch we come. Final segment here on a Thursday edition of AFR, presented by Decision Critical. Big thanks to Blazer Rivette, her whole team. More than 80 nurses now covering the entire state of Louisiana. They're about to expand into Dallas. If you're bringing a baby home from the hospital to end-of-life care, anything in between, maybe you got a tough diagnosis, caring for an elderly parent, you need in-home care, whatever it may be. They have therapeutic phlebotomy. If you're a man on hormone therapy and you're prescribed to give blood, they can come do that at your home, at your office. IV hydration at your home, at your office, wherever it may be. It's concierge nursing. It's not just healthcare. It's healthcare for your lifestyle. DecisionCriticalBR.com, DecisionCriticalBR.com. But remember, even though it says BR, they service the entire state now and coming soon to Dallas-Fort Worth. DecisionCriticalBR.com. All right, I ran us up against the clock here at the end of the show. So I'll just run through Jimmy's picks for you here. And they're always up at LouisianaSports.net if you want Otter Lock. So Jimmy's got a few things on the docket. Of course, there's an NFL game tonight. Cardinals, Seahawks. Jimmy likes the home team. The Cardinals are getting a 1.5 there at home, so he likes the home team getting a 1.5. He's also got Army. Now, he gave this plus 4.5. I just checked it at DraftKings. Army is now at plus 3.5, so some Army money. The Otter moved the line, clearly. Yeah, look, without Otter Locks on LouisianaSports.net, money starts flowing in, those lines move. And then how about this? Couple of plays in Major League Baseball. Cubs on the money line, minus 103. And then the Colorado Rockies on the money. Like, I wish Otter was here to explain this. Rockies on the money line, plus 227.
It's up to 245 at DraftKings.
That's I just played it. He gave it out at plus 227. Have the Rockies won like 27 games all year?
They actually passed the White Sox. They're not the worst team ever.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
But Otter's giving out the Rockies on the money line. I'm riding with the Otter on that one. You better believe it. Let's get nuts. There's like 2 days left of the baseball season. Let's pick the Rockies to win a game. All right, Muse Pauly, thanks. Y'all have a great night. See you tomorrow 3.
After further review.
As we get on down the road, remind you about First South Farm Credit. If you're thinking of buying land, your first call should be to First South Farm Credit. Listen, you're a deer hunter. I know a lot of you are. You know I'm not. That's okay. But I love the fact that all of you go hunt deer, and I get to eat all the deer meat. It's awesome. Please do that. But if you're a deer hunter and you just hate sharing a lease, you hate being on someone else's lease, you want your own property. Of course you do. Why wouldn't you? That would be everybody's dream. Like, of course you want your own place. First South Farm Credit can help. FirstSouthLand.com. FirstSouthLand.com. If you're thinking of buying land, your first call should be to First South Farm Credit. Maybe it's that hunting property. Maybe it's 1,000 acres for agriculture. Maybe it's 20 acres, 100 acres to build your family's dream home. First South Farm Credit. FirstSouthLand.com.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit LouisianaPropane.com.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. It's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
River Parish Contractors has immediate openings for structural steel shop fabricators. Call or text Big Jake today at 318-547-1000 or go to rpcontractors.com and click on employment. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
Tiger Country is 100.7 The Tiger. In the car on 100.7 FM or on the 100.7 The Tiger app. 90s country and beyond. 100.7 The Tiger.